Okay. Here we are again. Get my strap on my wrist real quick. See who's here. Take a drink. Maybe not necessarily in that order. And then we got a couple more things left to do for the next gym badge. The 4th gym badge even. So, moving right along. Alright. Chris is here. Hello. How you doing? Soy excelente. That's good to hear. Yes. Hello. Hola. Glad to hear you are excelente. Welcome back. We are, as I said, just about ready to get started. I'll admit, I did not fully look at my route for today. I do not have my set of trainers for East Province Area 2. But that should be okay because I do have my route for the trainers in the Asado Desert. And there's still a couple trainers for us to beat anyway in South Province Area 5. So I'm thinking as we'll do that, we'll go do the gym battle. We'll go do the school stuff. We'll go do the stuff in Asado Desert. And then we'll go do the 3rd Team Starbase, which is a little out of the way from where we've been, but that shouldn't be a huge deal. Honestly, I think we should be able to get to that without too many problems. And that way we kind of do all the things on the west side of Paldea first, and then next time we come back we'll do the stuff on the east side before we move back to the west side, and I swear eventually we'll move to the north side of this region. You pretty much move from south to north with one small exception later on in the game, but that's fine. We'll get to that exception when we get to it. For now, we have enough to do to not even have to worry about the North Province. Unless there's a TM up there that I want, in which case, you know, we already have all the traversal mechanics down for Miraidon, so caution to the wind, we'll just go running off after. Is it really raining again? It's like when the rain starts, it never stops in this game. Anyway, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pokemon Violet, the Stream Edition. Last time, we started working on all of, kind of catching up, I guess, on the areas of the provinces that we haven't done trainers-wise. So, like, we're at South Province Area 5. We're just about done here. We got the Eviolite already, and all we got to do is battle the tough trainers here. And as you can see by our levels, we are just about ready to go take on the 4th gym. So at level 30, we will be ready to do that. We're going to have two more evolutions happen before that happens. But yeah, once that happens, we'll go take on the 4th gym. I think I've got an okay strategy for it. We'll see if it works out okay. But in the meantime, I'll go catch this Wattrel because it's got its back turned to me. I have not caught a Wattrel yet, but let's catch a Wattrel because why not? I'm going to go into Roxas here real quick because Wattrel can have one of 2 abilities, and we'll be able to find out if it has one of those abilities. Arguably, in my personal opinion, the better of the 2 abilities by using Nuzzle. And it does, because Volt Absorb. Wattrel's an electric flying type, so normally electric type moves would just be regularly effective on it, but since it has Volt Absorb, it can literally just take no damage. It even gains back HP when that happens. So that's a pretty good ability in my opinion. Well worth the effort of capturing one. I do like Wattrel and its evolution Kilowattrel, but I have a problem with it, and the problem with it is it has, okay, nice critical capture. It has to do with the way that the camera works in Scarlet and Violet. So sometimes the camera is, we haven't really seen an issue with the camera in battle when it's the dynamic camera like that, because usually the camera is pulled back enough to where you can actually see what you're doing. In the case of Kilowattrel, the camera is way too close for how gigantic Kilowattrel is. I think we've seen a Kilowattrel out in the wild already when we went to get the liquidation TM. They're enormous, and the camera is literally directly next to them. So all you see, like 80% of the camera angle is literally just Kilowattrel's body being taken up. You can barely see past it. It's also a problem with Passimian, which is really bizarre because Passimian's not a new Pokemon, it's an old Pokemon, and as far as I'm aware, they didn't have this problem in Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, so why all of a sudden it's become a huge problem in this game doesn't really make much sense to me, but it is in fact a problem, so I don't know, I guess we... Like, I strongly considered using a Kilowattrel at one point on the team because I was like, this is a cool new Pokemon that they made. And then, well, not so much. I did not get the preemptive strike on this guy. That's okay. I feel like a Water Pulse will just KO it. Mega Launcher's a pretty strong ability, so... And Marie's also here. Hello, how you doing? Welcome back. Literally got here as the stream starts. Nice. Yeah, there you go. Evening. Been having fun on Final Fantasy V Island in 14. Yeah, I heard from what you said in the Discord server that they made a Final Fantasy V area in 14. Too little, too late, if you ask me. They wanted my attention. They should have gotten it back when I was actually playing the video game. But... either way, I guess I can be glad for the people still playing it that they're at least getting some Final Fantasy V out of it because it wasn't absent previously in the game, but it wasn't exactly omnipresent either, you know. Yes, Kilowattrel. It's a cool Pokemon. I just wish the camera cooperated with it so that you could see it in all its regal majesty, rather than, you know, it being stuck halfway on its back the whole time. Alright, well, we didn't catch a sandy gas. We've caught a whole bunch of other stuff on this beach here. I'm okay with it now. Let's go off to the waves, into the ocean, the South Paldean Sea, and head over to this island so that we can jitter our way across the waves. I swear I was holding straight forward there. That was not me. A pot of love disc. A Vingal. So you come over here, you get a rare candy. I think if I remember right, this is a pearl string. And this is the TM for surf, if I remember correctly as well. And if you go too much further off the map, I don't exactly know what happens if you hit the edge of the map here in the water, but I would assume you just can't go any further. I mean, I guess we can find out. Why not, right? I'm not in that kind of a hurry today. How far out can I go? How badly will I get marked by the Pokemon out here if I keep going? Okay, so this is the logistical end of the map, but why does it go all the way out here? Oh, that's why, because there's actual, like, land mass out here. Okay. I was gonna say, holy hell, why is there so much area to this? Alright, so what I should do, actually, then, if I want to see what happens, is I should turn... No, there's the barrier right there. Okay. So let's go see what happens when you hit the barrier here. Do you just get teleported back? Or what? No, you just stop moving. As you can... see, it appears as though I'm moving, but I'm not moving. It's just it's an illusion. The illusion of movement when you hit the barrier. You're just not allowed forward, and they don't give you an explanation. Just don't go that way. Stop going that way. Fair enough. I guess every world map needs its own you cannot go that way, turn back, but, you know. They have phantom jobs that use the sprites of Bartz's jobs in the UI. They locked one behind fighting a bunch of chocobos. That seems mean, because I don't think Bartz would do that in character, but, you know, I guess, fair enough. Ma'am, what school? You can't see the school from here. I thought this was an issue with the draw distance, but no, you just can't see the school from here. Well, yeah, I do know. Nurse Miriam, actually. Yeah, she's a nurse at the school. Like, I tried to look off in the distance because I remember this from before, and I was like, no, can she see the school from here in different lighting conditions? But no, this is perfectly bright daytime, and I mean, there ain't no school to light up the horizon over there, you know? So, I don't know what she's looking at, but maybe at one point she was supposed to be closer to the school, and then they moved her out into Bufu Island out here. For whatever reason. So Finneon still exists in this game. It still doesn't have Quiver Dance. I'm still mad about it. Okay, well, we got the T-Wave off. That's a good thing. Now the Electro Ball? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we'll end up switching into Dolive. I don't know. I guess we'll see in a minute. It's still faster than me, even after all that. I paralyzed you. That's sad. I mean, I know why. It's because of Swift Swim, but, you know. Alright, well, then I guess I'll switch into Dolive. It's fine. Finneon, my beloved. Game Freak will never love you the way that I do. Oh, boy. Oh, good. Well, that helps. I'll take that, thank you. One of the few who doesn't joke about forgetting it exists. Yeah, I know. It's just one of those Pokemon that just, like... I don't think I can forget that it exists because it's just been done so dirty for so many years. Like, it's just... It was such a forgettable Pokemon back in Gen 4, and then they just never did anything with it to make it less forgettable. So... Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe she needs a pep talk from you. She seems to lack a little in the adult confidence right now, at least from my assessment. I don't know how much that's worth. I'm just a kid. But, you know. Apparently it's really hard to hold straight forward in this game because the thing just keeps going off in a different direction. Do I want a Love Disc? Contrary to popular belief, both Love Disc and Alomomola are in this game, even though Love Disc and Alomomola are two separate species that do not share an evolutionary path in any way. But I guess I'll catch one, because why not, you know? Just do one of those, I guess. Well, that's good. That shouldn't KO even if it gets a crit on the second one. Although I'm going to have to catch it after this because of the wish, but, you know. And we don't have to be catching all these Pokemon. It's just like, you know what? I'm not going to be out in this direction for a while. It might be a little bit before I see a beach again. Might as well catch a few water types while I'm out on the waves, you know. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to have, at the end of the game, I want to have 3 full boxes of Pokemon. Like, that's going to be my target, is 3 full boxes besides the ones that I'm using for, like, actual fighting. Like, 3 full boxes of just Pokemon that I caught. I don't know how many Pokemon that's going to end up registering in the Pokedex, but I think, because we're almost to 2 full boxes now, so I think I'm going to go for 3. I might go a little higher than that eventually, but, like, I don't know. That's my goal right now, is get to 3 full boxes. Alright, well, let's heal up after our little excursion out there, because the next 2 trainers are tough trainers, and it's worth being healed up for them. So. Alright, now let me think about the next fight. So really, having Clauncher out front isn't a terrible idea, because he needs more experience than everybody else. Lieutenant Craven does, but, you know, I should get out of the way, because that Crabrawler is probably going to want to poke me in the back of my legs if I don't get out of the way. Because most of them are going to be level 30 probably after this fight anyway. Except for you. You know, I'm going to leave you out because you're definitely not getting to level 30 after this fight. Oh, Shelter Pearl. Okay. And there's other things I could catch out here. There's Sandy Gas, there's Slowpoke. Probably a couple of other Pokemon that I'm forgetting, but... You know, we can catch them later. I'm not really concerned about it. Actually, I was picking up the refuse that other people left here, but, you know, go off. Indeedy. Is that Sandy Gas just got weird lighting back there, or is that a shiny sandy ghast in the background that I'll probably not get to because it'll disappear before I get done with this battle? Or am I just tripping? I don't know what shiny sandy ghast looks like, for what it's worth. I think I've made it clear I don't really know much about Pokemon beyond Gen 6. It might be a shiny sandy ghast. I don't know. We'll see if it's still there, and if it is... I mean, it's got a golden shovel. I don't think sandy ghast normally has a golden shovel. I think it has, like, a red shovel, right? Because that's, like, the Playmates shovels that they have out in the background of, like, in kids' play sets for sand and stuff. I don't know. Shaylee got an attack boost. That's cool. No, sandy ghast, don't walk outside of the draw distance. You'll disappear forever. And honestly, it might just be colored funny because the lighting in this game is beyond bizarre in the best of circumstances, so I don't know. I guess we'll see once this is over with, as long as I don't forget. I mean, it's right there, so it's kind of hard to forget, obviously, but, like, you know, still. Again, if that is if it doesn't walk off screen and end up somewhere where I can't see it. In which case, I would be a little sad, but it would not be the first time that a shiny got away from me in this exact fashion. I think I already told you all about how I lost a shiny because it was in... Well, it wasn't even a lost shiny, it was a lost cause because it was in the tutorial of Pokemon Black and White the very first time I booted it up. So there was literally no way for me to get that one. I don't want to do this. This is a gulpin. You've got Earth Power. I guess I could go into you and bulldoze, but, like, at the same time, I don't want to do that because, you know, I could spread the experience around a little bit better. I mean, the little plastic trowel children slap each other on the head with? Yeah, that thing. The thing that they commit violence against each other with. Yeah, that thing. It barely even qualifies as a shovel. You have Giga Drain? Wow. These tough trainers don't mess around. That was a crit, too. Wow. And that did nothing at all. Well, that's fine. Alright, good job, Lieutenant. Now let's see what she says, and then see if we can reach the section where that sandy ghast is, so I can see whether I'm correct or not. It's a hunch at the moment, but it may be proven true. Nah, it's all good. I see the intentions. You had the best of intentions. Yeah, so this is another one of the 10 sites. And actually, we can see it right there. So there's the regular sandy ghast right next to her. So that is definitely a shiny sandy ghast over there. So that's cool. Full odds shiny. I don't know. I'm not going to flip my everything about it, but it's neat anyway. I'll take it. I'm going to wait for it to turn its back on me. Because kneeling down at this point isn't even going to do any good. I just need to wait for it to turn around, and then there we go. Or it could fall asleep. And I could just walk around it while it sleeps. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting slag, because that's what it looks like. Phew! That wasn't even a back hit, but whatever. Well, that's cool. There's our first shiny of the run. Let's not kill it now. Ground and Ghost. What do I use against Ground and Ghost? I almost want to send Interceptor in, but I'm pretty sure... Well, no, I could yawn it, actually. So, yawning would work. Well, that's a nice little thing to bless us at the very beginning of the stream, huh? Gives us a little something. We'll be very careful with it. We'll probably end up knocking it out anyway. It's cool looking, though. I like the blue. The blue is a nice touch along with the black. Little blue gemstones it's got, too. Yeah, sending you in is a bad idea. I'm just going to go back out to the Lieutenant. I'll use Smackdown a couple of times while it sleeps. Yeah, I guess Mega Drain could be a problem, but the Lieutenant's got pretty good special defense, so I'm not super concerned about it. Okay, wow, that's not damage. That is anti-damage. Can I flash cannon this and not knock it out? ground and steel, so it's neutral, so I definitely don't think... Like, I guess I probably could have used Fire Fang, but, like... Kind of Ghost is such a weird typing, man. The team... I mean, I don't have a problem knocking it out, obviously, but, like... When I'm trying not to knock it out, it's a bit of a problem, as you can see. Because it's gonna get... I was gonna say, it's gonna get back most of the health that I just did that with, so... I'm gonna go on to Dolliv, actually. And then, I can't Giga Drain it. I'm just concerned that I'm gonna, like, Earth Power it, and it's just gonna be way too much, you know? I might just throw a ball, honestly, at this point. Like, I don't even care. I'm just like, hey, okay, you know what? Here, have one of these. It matches your shovel. Okay, well, I'll take it. That's nice. I've never seen shiny Sandygast or Palo Sand before this, so this will be a nice little addition to my collection. It's 154 pounds of sand. Good lord, it's compacted. But yeah, definitely has a red shovel normally. So, and that was another one to make a claim, so that's cool. What do we got now? 120. Okay. That's 10 quick balls. I think if I remember right, the next one is a Dusk Stone. Yeah. So, cool. We'll have one of those. We haven't found one of those yet, so that's good. There's an East Sea Shellos over there. I'll be honest, I prefer the look of East Sea Shellos over West Sea Shellos. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just like the blue better. But yeah, here's the sign for the 10 sites of Paldea. So this is the secluded beach, one of the 10 sites, like she said. So, there you go. So that's 2 sites down, 8 to go. Also going to grab this bulk up TM because it will also be useful for later on. Well, you guys are all level 30 already. I mean, I guess I could leave you in for the next Tough Trainer because, like... I mean, it's a little extra experience, but once we start the gym challenge, it won't matter at all. You know, we'll just end up being... If ever somebody gets to 31, it's just a little less experience we need to get going forward after that. I'll use the Super Potion. We've got more than enough of all of these, so it's fine. Let's go see if that Sandy Ghost is any good, actually, since it's full odds shiny after all. Terra Ground is nice. Neutral nature. It's got water compaction. It's docile. Okay, well, that's cool. I'll take it. Wasn't expecting it, but hey, I'll take it. And you know, it's actually, normally for me, I'm not, I think I mentioned this previously, I'm not a big fan of most shiny colors because when I plan to have shinies in my team, obviously that's when you won't find them, is when you're planning to have them in your team. But when I plan to have shinies in my team, or Pokemon in my team, I don't take into account their shiny colors. I take into account their regular colors. So the shinies almost like unbalance the colors of the team. And, I don't know. It just... It's not usually something that I plan for, obviously, but really, I think that sort of misses the point of shinies in general, because most of the time, you don't plan for a shiny to show up, right? Like, you just sort of, it just sort of happens. And that's when everybody, like, screams and yells and carries on like a crazy person and rips their hair out, and, or at least that's what they're supposed to do in order to generate views, but I don't know, I'm just not really all that crazy about it, I guess. I don't know. It's cool that it happened. I'm just not gonna exert incredible amounts of energy over it. That's all. I don't want to do this. Maybe send out Roxas first. Yeah, send out Roxas first. You're on a mountain, ma'am. That's why nobody can get here, because you quite literally cannot fight this. Really? Let me reach your summit? Okay, who wrote that? You knew what you were doing. Who wrote that? Sounds vulgar. There's a Vigoroth up here. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, you literally can't reach this hiker without having access to the climbing function, so, you know. Normally you wouldn't be able to fight her at these levels, because, or at least you'd be, like, significantly higher level, because, you know, you wouldn't... Oh... I've been blocked from escaping. You wouldn't have access to all of this. Like, you wouldn't have access to the climbing function, so therefore you wouldn't be able to go and actually fight her. Well, I'm going to have to revive Mr. Roxas here, who I was literally only going to leave in for Nuzzle and then switch out, but apparently she's got my number with Rock Tomb. I don't know why you want acid, but you probably don't need acid. I'm not even gonna, I was gonna Tearful Look a couple of times, but I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna keep using acid and hope for the best. So, because this is KOing me right now. Alright, and then into the Lieutenant to take a hit, and then while I revive Roxas, and then get some experience by Water Pulsing. Okay, revive, 5. There we go. So what's blocking me from dynamic cameraing this battle? Because I feel like I should be able to. The ground looks relatively level. You're telling me that slight unevenness of the ground is what's preventing me from doing dynamic camera? Like, why even? Why even? Why not just not have the dynamic camera then? If this much lack of like evenness in the ground, only this little incline is enough to make it so I can't use the camera. What's the point? Alright, Lycanroc. Let's see if you can take another hit here, Lieutenant. Oh, Dusk Form Lycanroc. This is no longer a drill. This is no longer a drill. Ow! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on now. How am I supposed to play around that? Magnemite. Yeah, this thing is a problem. It has tough claws? Tough claws. So its physical attacks do Mondo damage. I'm gonna Gyro Ball because this thing has got to be a lot faster than me. Oh, it has Drill Run. Really? Really? What even? Like, if I had gotten the Water Pulse off, this would be over, but now I have to play around this thing, so, okay, I guess I'm yawning you and then reviving Magnemite after this. Fight my dog, how about that? Because I want Magnemite to get the experience because he'll get to level 30 out of this, so. Alright, so we have another revive. This one for you. We just have to get the Lieutenant in, but at the same time, I'm concerned because I'll have to not, like, fall over dead. So, like, here's my thinking. Maybe I'll heal on the guaranteed turn of sleep. I mean, I guess it already howled, so that's kind of a bit of a problem, isn't it? I don't know. Whatever. We'll just do this. Yeah, like I said, these tough trainers don't mess around. They have TMs for days. They'll rock you. I mean, this thing's got rock ground coverage. That's crazy. But, I'll take it. Alright. Now stay asleep for 2 more turns, including this one. Okay. Well, that's good. That's 1. Well, I guess 1 out of 2 ain't bad. And it howled because, you know, it wants to one-hit KO me. Doesn't see a KO for full HP. I do, though. Nice. Thanks. I don't know. I'm cool with it. It's cool that we got a full odds on screen. Probably isn't going to happen in any other Pokemon project that I ever do, so it's nice that it happened, I guess. But I appreciate it. Alright, Sneasel. This I should be able to handle. Can I handle it with what I have left, though? I mean, I guess I could use Smackdown on it, but, I mean, what's the likelihood that this thing has a coverage move for... Oh, no, you know what? I could just use Flash Cannon. Let's use Flash Cannon. Oh, you don't have to taunt me. I'm already ready to take a shot at you. I want to see what this looks like. Nice. Oh, it didn't KO. Well, that's okay. I've got another one for you. I was going to switch into Interceptor, but that works. The Lieutenant just took this lady to town after flinching once, but, you know. You're going for a DLC shiny a little while ago, but gave up because you hate the sandwich/curry mechanic from the most recent games. Yeah, I think it's an acquired taste, honestly. Seriously, you already wrote the Let Me Reach Your Summit, and now you're saying this? Come on now. Hi, Vigoroth. You're not the one evolving. Get out of the camera. We have 2 evolutions to account for, because both of our Pokemon are now level 30, so here's the first one. My little punk rocker. All ramped up and ready to go. amped up even, because this is the amped form of Toxtricity that we got because of his nature. I'll take it. I like this version better. I just think it complements itself better with the purple and the yellow, because those are complementary colors on the color wheel, so I like it. Nothing wrong with the low-key version, but I just like this version better. Oh, and you learn Spark on Evolution? Hold on now. I was going to give you the Thunderbolt TM for the gym, but hey, if you're going to learn Spark on Evolution, then I'll take it. Nice. And here's the second evolution, who will now be receiving a Thunderbolt TM. Good work, Magnemite. Or should I say, Magneton. I think there is... I don't remember how they do it nowadays, because before, when you wanted to evolve this in a Magnezone, you had to find, like, a charged area. Like, an area charged with a lot of electricity, or an area with a weird magnetic field, or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but... They might... I'm not sure what area would qualify as a charged area in Paldea. Maybe Area 0? I don't know, but whatever. Or the Great Crater? I don't know. But I'd usually just leave Magneton as Magneton anyway. If nothing else, it can take hold of a Violite and be one of the tankiest things on this side of the Mediterranean Sea? I don't know. The Paldean Sea? I guess I could give you Tri-Attack over Gyro Ball. If nothing else, it's more power points. Oh, did I mention? I don't think I mentioned. I taught Magnemite Reflect off-screen just so I wouldn't forget. Because Reflect is... It's more of a guarantee thing. It's like a contingency, I guess, for the 4th gym. But it'll come in handy. So. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, oh, Brick Break, it has coverage for Rock and Steel types. Yeah, there you go. Love Magnemite, to be honest. I haven't used it often, but it's always been good. Yeah, that exists, but it's in the DLC. Most of those evolutions were changed to... Stone Evolution. So that's probably what you do, is you give it a Thunderstone instead now, including Leafeon and Glaceon. Yeah, because they used to have to go to, there we go, certain places in order to get it to work. I guess so, but this Vigoroth is about to rain on my parade, so... That's okay. I've been meaning to catch one of these things anyway. Now... This is the way that Toxtricity looks at people now. In the other game, in Sword and Shield, he used to not look at them, or rather what he would do is he would look up and away from them and then look at them from the corner of his eyes. This way it looks like he's more alert and in charge of things. You'll see him do it here. See how his head panned to turn over towards Vigoroth there? But the eyes now, he's not looking at his opponent, he's just staring off in the distance like he's got something else on his mind, which I suppose maybe he does because he doesn't have time for this guy, but, you know. Alright, if you live this Spark, I'll catch you. Okay, good for you. It's a Magneton of fun! Indeed. I wonder if the area up above us has a treasure chest, because there's another, like, above the cliffs here, there's another set of ruins, but I don't remember if it has any Gimmigholes in it. I don't think I'm gonna bother, honestly, looking too hard for Gimmigholes, because we should have enough of them by the time we're done with the game, but if we don't at the very end of things, I'll just go looking for a few of them. So, oh, I can't yawn you. You have Vital Spirit. I don't know why I just did that. Yeah, whatever. Just toss an Ultra Ball at it. We could nuzzle it if it decides it wants to break out on the first go, because I'm not getting a first strike on this thing. Okay, that works. Lord knows I wasn't catching a Slakoth anyway. Those things barely exist in this game. Gotta say, you've done the most interesting treasure hunt thus far. Yeah, beating all the Titans before I even start the treasure hunt is a little bit different from the way most people do it, I'd say. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're just up on the cliffs in South Province Area 5. We haven't gotten the 4th gym badge yet, but as I just said to Marie there, we have defeated all the Titans, so I have access to rock climbing, which has allowed me to go places I'm probably not supposed to be right now. Hi, Bagon. Like up here. I'm not supposed to be up here right now, at least not at this point in the game. But since everybody's level 30 now, let's head back over across the region to, yeah, this Cascaraffa kiosk. Because we have to go assess ourselves at the gym before we go take the gym test. So head over here, we'll heal, and then we'll go to town. Oh, and actually, after I heal, I have to affix Toxtricity with a couple of TMs. I probably should have gone to the one down below, actually, because I need to go to Delibird Presence before we go anywhere else. But actually, it's only 1 TM for Toxtricity because I don't need to teach him Thunderbolt. I'm teaching that to Magneton instead. Oh, and I need to teach Magneton something else as well. Hold on. So I already know what's going to happen in this next gym battle, so I've got a couple of plans, you see, in terms of... Oh, you know what? Let me do it this way, actually. Because there's a little bit of an easier way to micromanage the hold items and everything if you do this. So if you go to your boxes and then you press the X button, it'll let you pull up all held items. And you can just swap them out. You can move them around the same way you move Pokemon around. It's just a little easier. So let's just do it this way. I want you to have the Eviolite for the next fight because it'll help you out quite a bit. I want you to have the Muscle Band. It's here somewhere. There it is. Guess I could get you a magnet as well, but that's fine. And then I want to get Magneton, an item that we don't have yet, but it is available at Delibird Presence, so we're going to go grab that in just a second. Let me just go here, teach you. Well, actually, let me move this. Wow, 89 attack. That's not bad at all. So get Poison Jab there instead. And then I think instead of Tearful Look, you can have something else, right? You have to get Taunt, maybe. Oh, Noble Roar. That does the same thing, except it's not quite so baby. I don't know. It'd be kind of funny to have him look tearfully at the opponent while being a punk rocker, but we'll stick Noble Roar there. It's got more power points. I'm going to replace that with something later. As a matter of fact, I think I have the TM for what I could replace it with, so I don't think I have to, but yeah, we can leave Noble Roar on there for a little while. Yeah, I do have it, because I can just replace it with Eerie Impulse. I was going to put Toxic Spikes on there, but then I was like, yeah, but if I want to yawn something, like if it becomes a problem, I don't want to have Toxic Spikes out, because then I'll just be poisoning them, and they'll still be attacking me instead of falling asleep. So, you know. Love how you have your home sleep study kit, and it has so much stuff in it. What does it have in it? I feel like I've never seen what a sleep study kit has in it, so I don't know that I would know, necessarily, what it has in it. Who else do I want to teach stuff to? Oh, we have the Dark Pulse TM that we got last time. I could teach you Dark Pulse, because I forgot. I actually want to give you Dark Pulse, even though we already have a Dark type. It's another Pulse move. So therefore, it's powered up by Mega Launcher. And I also have to go and grab a couple of TMs, so we'll do that once we're done getting the other stuff later. Let's see. I think everybody else is good except for you. I want to teach you something. Instead of Tri-Attack, I actually want to teach you the Swift TM that we have stuck in our bag here, because I think you learn this by level up later, but it will actually come in handy in the next gym fight. And I'm not even joking. I wish I was, but it will actually come in handy in the next gym fight. So now, do I need to teach you Thunderbolt if that's the case? No, probably not, but I'm not going to teach it to anybody else, so here you go. Why not? Okay, so now all we got to do is get a Flash Cannon TM to replace Swift eventually, and you've already got Flash Cannon, so I think we're in good shape for a little while. Alright, and we're all healed up, so let's go get Magneton, the item that I want, and then we will go apprise ourselves of the next gym badge and see what the gym test is. I'm going to jump down over here. If I tried to jump down over by the elevator, it would just make me ride the elevator, so I don't want to do that. I'm a big fan of Cascaraffa's music, though. Sounds kind of like Pokemon Puzzle League music, which is always a good thing in my book, so. I think it's in battle items. Yeah, there it is. Light Clay, and what this will do is instead of the Reflect lasting 5 turns, it'll now last 8 turns, which will make it just a little bit easier. Again, it's mostly contingency plan, but it'll make it just a little bit easier for what we've got going on in the gym battle. So, ooh, I almost just went back in. Alright, so Magneton, here you go. Give you this new item that we just grabbed. It's somewhere in here. There it is. What's new? Oh, we haven't had quick balls before. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. How do I want to do this? So you're already at the level that I want you to be at. So maybe I'll bring Venonat into the party, because Venonat's the only one that I need to do any more experience training with out of this group of Pokemon. And then, I mean, we already got Magnemite's evolution on screen now, so Venonat can get the evolution on screen and we'll be good to go too. So that's good. And I need to teach it a couple of TMs as well, actually. So we'll do that. It's got a few gadgets in it. It also forces you to sleep with a shirt on, despite how hot it usually gets now. Ah, yeah, that's no fun. That's not good. Well, hopefully it doesn't get super, super hot then. That wouldn't be good at all. An acid spray, Giga Drain, Psybeam. That's fine. If we do acid spray and Giga Drain, we should be good. I shouldn't need acid spray too badly, but hey, you never know when it'll come in handy, right? I guess I could teach Venoshock, but yeah, I'll teach acid spray. It's less valuable of the two TMs, I would say anyway. What the fuck is a mirror herb? So a mirror herb, it's a new item that was added in Gen 9. When the opponent boosts their stats, if you're holding a mirror herb, it lets you boost the same stats that the opponent just boosted. However, that's not its only use. It can also be used to help Pokemon learn egg moves without being a Pokemon hatched from an egg. If you have them hold a mirror herb and they have an empty move slot and they go to a picnic with a Pokemon that knows a move that's in their list of egg moves, they can learn that move without having to be hatched from an egg. We've done it a couple of times. Mudbray got smacked down before the Levincia gym because of the fact that we had access to the mirror herb. Who else? We gave Oricorio Quiver Dance last time without hatching it from an egg because of the mirror herb. So, yeah. It's a pretty useful little item, I'd say. Alright, so Venonat, Trial by Fire. We're going to stick you in front. Actually, hold on. So... Nope, that's not it. And that's not it either, because you've got... Oh, I know what I can do. Just got to switch you up here. No, we gotta switch you down here. Sorry, I'm putting my team back in the correct order that they were originally by capture. Alright, there we go. Now we're good. Alright, so let's go up to the gym now. And I don't remember if I can scale the walls of the city. I guess I can check. I can. Okay, good. So as I say, I don't want to wait out the elevator, so I'm going to just scale the walls of the city instead. Another thing about Cascaraffa that I'm not a big fan of is that random sandstorms... Oh, I can scale one of the walls, but not the other, really. Yeah, because I can't scale this wall. Alright, well, that seems bizarre. But I guess if you want to die on that hill, that's fine. I'll go the other way, and not the elevator. I'll go around. Yeah, Cascaraffa can have random sandstorms start, which is probably what all this wind and sand is that's flying all over the place, so... Oh, and I think I figured it out, by the way. So the reason why last time we had one less trainer in East Province Area 1 than I thought we were going to have is because of the fact that I went into the cave to go get the Dark Pulse TM, and it said, when we went into the cave, it said East Province Area 3 when I went into the cave. So because of the fact that the game thought I was in East Province Area 3, it registered that trainer as East Province Area 3, even though the trainer was in East Province Area 1. At least that's my working theory. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that's my working theory anyway. So, alright, well, let's go to the 4th gym and get ready to register for it. Showing my Pokeboomer status, that's okay. I get it, I'm totally there with you. Vault and Veluza! Oh, okay, bye. Was that the gym leader? What do you need to return to him? So, I don't mean to push this in a Pokemon stream, but that's not how melanin looks, right? Like, I'm not crazy, right? Like, melanin doesn't look washed out like that in a person's skin when they have darker complexion, right? Like, it's more deep than that, or am I crazy? Like... Guys, you've had years at this point to get skin complexion correct. Like, other video games have gotten skin complexion correct in the time since Fallout 4. The last time I had to complain about this. What are you doing, Game Freak? Yes, I am here as a gym challenger, yes. Sorry, I don't know. It just looks uncanny to me. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but her skin color just looks uncanny to me. Like, they're trying, like, they have a vague image of what melanin should look like, but they didn't, like, look up what a black person looks like before they made a black person in a video game. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Your Venonat's female. That's your headcanon for the adorable critter. They're all your daughters. It's cool, yeah. I've never thought they'd make an item that helped with move breeding. Usually you just hatch 100+ eggs to get a baby with the right IV since you set it up so they get all the moves you want. Don't do that with baby Pokemon. Getting 3 egg moves on Togepi was a mistake. Yeah, so it's basically the Mirror Herb, it helps with that. There's more things that help out so you don't have to do as much breeding now. Like there's a way to buy bottle caps now, but we'll talk about that later. So you passed the evil thingy. No, you aren't. She almost has 2 tones with the way she's standing now. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It just looks bizarre. I don't know, it just... whatever. I shouldn't say anything. It's a... well, no, I should say something. I was going to say it's a Pokemon game, it's made for kids, but if kids are given this and said, I don't know, this is... no, maybe I'm making a fuss over something silly, but... I don't know, I just feel like showing this to kids and being like, this is what melanin looks like. It's like, are you sure? Anyway, I don't want to spoil the moment. This is actually, I'll be quite honest, this is the only part of the game besides the Titan Hunt that's actually going to make me, like, have a pulse. This specific quest, because there's actually a quest involved with this gym test. As it turns out, the gym leader ran off to the market without his wallet. And we have to deliver it to him. I know, this is the simplest quest on planet Earth, but you have to give me... like, just give me a little credit here. This game has had no quests up to this point. It had you rolling a stupid ball around that's shaped like an olive and being on a live stream as gym tests. I'll take an actual RPG quest any day of the week compared to that stuff. Oh, that's fine. I know, you're bound by your regulations, but I'll take his wallet back to him. He's a water gym leader. I wonder why it has a Venonat on it. It's funny, it's like serendipity. I brought the Venonat into the party just in time. Oh, okay, fair enough. So yeah, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to basically arrive in the city for the first time, go to the gym, be told that he's heading to Puerto Marinada, which is across the Asado Desert, cross the Asado Desert, fighting trainers along the way, go to Puerto Marinada, find him, and give him the wallet back. Obviously, we've already gone to Puerto, but we're just gonna fly there, but it's like an actual proper quest. You have to get across the desert to that place, you know? It's like, oh, wow. They actually did something with this one. Rather than it just being some weird surface-level minigame made for 3-year-olds that they don't understand. Okay. Partially blame the lighting, partially blame how fast these games have to come out because the games are central to the merch. Being on live stream is hilarious. I think every VTuber who did Ayano's gym cringed. They were like, she can't do that, this is my shtick. Yeah, I don't know, it's just... like I said, I don't want to, like, get too in-depth with it, but it's just a bizarre way for them to... and I mean, Japan has always had a hard time, I think, because of how homogenized their, like... culture is. I don't even know if I want to say culture necessarily. A lot of them have the same skin tone, I guess, is the best way of putting it. The darkest complexion that most people get in the Far East is like Tibetan or Nepalese rather. So they've always had a problem, I think, with depicting like darker complexions, but it just seems ridiculous for them to have that problem in a game that's released internationally worldwide, like 10 years after they started really perfecting the formula of showing off melanin correctly in a video game, you know? I don't know. But again, maybe I'm getting chuffed over nothing. Maybe I'm just being that guy on the internet. I don't know. We got a comment just now. Let's get back into things I can talk about. Mechanics of the video game. We got a comment just now, and I'm actually going to give that to the lieutenant because he needs to be calm when sniping people out of midair, so let's give it to him. And it'll actually play a little bit better off of the... because I'm planning on, because of the fact that Clauncher and Clawitzer don't really have a whole ton of, like, actual support moves in their moveset, I'm planning on giving him the Assault Vest once he evolves, because he'll make pretty good use of it. So. Common trope for people streaming this is having their stream chat cheering for Ayano instead of the streamer you're watching. Yeah, it didn't happen. I don't know if you saw the VOD for the fight with Ayano there, Marie, but we kind of embarrassed her badly. Like, I brought, okay, I'll just show you the strat that we use. So I brought Mudbray, who is now a Mudsdale, but I think he still has the same moveset that he had. Yes, he did. So I brought Mudbray. He has own tempo, which means he can't be confused by Confuse Ray. He is a ground type, so he can't be hit by Terra boosted charge beams. And we gave him Smackdown by using the Mirror Herb, so that way he could smack down Miss Magius so it no longer had Levitate, and then I could use Bulldoze on them. If he got hit by Hex, it didn't do much damage because I gave him the Power Band, which boosted his special defense EVs to almost maximum. And I gave him the Assault Vest that we got as well. So, yeah, she didn't really... I think I might have gone a little too hard on her. I think she never really stood a chance. But there you go. Oh, is that where it comes from? So is this the marinating port? Maybe there's just a lot of food here. I don't know. Well, they always say that fresh seafood is the best seafood, so, you know. Alright, we found Old Man Kofu. Vaultin' Veluza! I dropped my wallet. I'm never gonna find it if it's in the desert. Wonder what he's shopping for. Excuse me. You guys lose something? Yeah, I know, but... Well, what if it's something important? Yes, it is in fact super important. It may be exactly what you're being hired to look for. Wow, what a dick. Okay, fine. Just give my Pokemon some experience for the gym battle, I guess. Why not? Oh wow, it floats them. Okay, well. I do have Giga Drain on this now. So, you know what? Let's stay in and see how much Giga Drain does, actually. I probably should have Acid Sprayed first, but I'm expecting, yeah, to get 2-hit KO'd anyway, so. You know, Venonat, that's not bad. I'll take it. It actually lets you survive another one, but we would have to Acid Spray, and I don't really think that would work too well. Alright, Houseplant, you're up. Excuse me. It's just funny. Imagine being a popular VTuber and having your stream chat cheering for the video game streamer. Some even trying to figure out how to send super chats to the video game streamer. Yeah, I could see that being a little disheartening for the people who have built an audience up all of a sudden for them to undermine them like that. It's kind of funny, actually. I mean, it's all in good fun. I would hope that nobody took it, like, to heart or something, but... I'll swallow your soul! And get back all my HP. She keeps swallowing souls like this. Houseplant is going to be a very well-rounded, fully evolved body's worth of olives. I don't know. We haven't seen her evolution yet, but we will. Oh, he's got his own Clauncher. You know, if this guy wasn't such a dickwad, he'd be a man after my own heart, but he's kind of a dickhead, so... I don't have anything to status this thing. I guess I could go out to you and yawn and all that so Venonat could get in. I'm just going to get Venonat in and see how much damage it takes. It's all just a bit. And a funny bit. Yeah, there you go. I do not have Nintendo Switch Online, Michael. Sorry about that. I am too poor to be able to afford that, so unfortunately I do not have it. Okay, well that was a smackdown, so let's get the heck out of here, Venonat! Go out to Toxtricity, watch him snap his neck at this launcher. See what I mean? Wait, hang on, watch. Looks away. It's just so... I don't know why, that just really... It simultaneously bothers me and it looks cool. It's like... He's taking this seriously, I don't know. Yeah, ow! What the hell? Do I need Stun Spore? What do I have instead of Stun Spore in that bottom slot? Oh, Supersonic? Yeah, no, I'll get rid of that. But yeah, normally Toxtricity does this. He just kind of looks off in the distance and side-eyes the enemy. So, like, if I pulled the camera around 180 right now, you'd see that he's side-eyeing the enemy. But, because of the head tracking in this game, they actually make him look at his opponent, and then his side eye actually ends up making him look not at his opponent. His head looks, his eyes do not, but... You know. I think we've already beaten the dead horse to the cut corners in the not really thinking things through that this game has done, and we're not even halfway through the game yet, but, you know. What's all the ruckus? I do, actually. Well, actually, this might help with your walletless situation. Here you go. Your wallet. Yes, she did. Hey, it's no problem. I already had the fly point, so it was a quick jaunt. I'm surprised you guys got here as quick as you did. I literally flew here. Nah, he was no trouble at all. Squashed him under my boot. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can imagine if you need all that money to buy something at an auction, so. Maybe this is the item he was looking for? The wakame seaweed? Fulton Veluza! That man's stomach just expanded and almost expanded into the seaweed. I don't know if anybody actually saw that, but sometimes he, like... So he's in 15 FPS right now, probably because they want the seaweed to be the target of your eyesight. But sometimes this man just, like, extends. It's really bizarre. Like, his proportions just... They cover the whole desk. I've seen it happen. I'd swear I'm not crazy. He just... like a balloon, and then instantly just pops back to normal. Well, they say everything here is fresh, so... Okay, so how do I get some smarts? Sir, I don't know what a winning bid is. I'm just a kid. Okay. Well, I have plenty of money, so hopefully that'll make it easier for me to get that. But you don't have to use your money, because Kofu will give you 50,000 Poké Dollars to use for this wakame seaweed. So I guess we'll use the 50,000 Poké Dollars. Cool. Alright, well, we know we can't let that guy in the middle win. He literally just scratched his butt. You can't be handling fresh seaweed after scratching your butt. That's not sanitary. I'll start 15, actually. Well, that didn't work. 35? Yeah, so if you go 35,000, so 15 first, then 35,000, that's actually the lowest bid that you can make for the seaweed. If you go 10,000 first, they'll take you all the way up to 40 or 45,000. But if you go 15 first and then 35, they won't fight you on it. I guess so. It just came naturally. No problem. And I promise, I didn't scratch my butt before handling it. I can imagine. And he lets you keep whatever you've got left over as a tip. So we literally just scored 15,000 Poké Dollars for very little work. So there you go. If you need some money, and you might need it because here's another thing. So this is an actual RPG quest. Again, it's basic, but I'll take it after everything else we've done in this game. And it unlocks a new mechanic in the game in the form of the auction here at Porto Marinada. This was not unlocked before this. You cannot do the auction before you do this. It's like my heart's starting to beat. Oh my god. I can feel something. There's actual, like, thought being put into this game? No way. I don't believe it. But yeah, this is... I know a lot of people love Larry because he's literally just a meme, and we'll see Larry in a little bit. He's the 5th gym leader. But Kofu is the best gym leader in this game, and there is not even... It's not even close for me, because... I don't know, he feels like more than 3 seconds worth of character. He's actually got a little bit of development, and he actually lets you do things that you couldn't do in the game before this, so... Hey, Pat, how you doing? Welcome back. Well, this is that, and it's doing it. Yes, we were, in fact, just auctioning. Despoiled Phantom Ranger for yourself. It's based mostly on the animal skill and not X-Fight Rapid Fire. Oh, okay, well, the animal skill is interesting, because the animal skill kind of sucked in 5. Cannot fathom how people will feel using the Unicorn skill here and never hitting the level to get Unicorn in 5. Didn't you need to get to, like, 60 or something to get Unicorn in 5? I feel like it was, like, 60. Good bidding there. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I just knew the mechanics behind it. I knew that, oh, hey, if I go to 35, they won't do anything else. Let's see, we got HP ups, luxury balls, swift feathers. And there's a 4th kiosk here that doesn't show up until, I think, post-game, if I remember right. But sometimes they've got pretty good items, and the items shuffle every, real-life day. So it's worth looking into, checking and see if there's anything interesting there. Also, they've got fresh ingredients at some of the places that you've... So, like, you've got the regular sandwich shop here, but they've also got fresh ingredients, if I remember correctly, at the other kiosks here. Yeah, here we go. So if you want to buy them fresh, hey, might as well buy them here. What do I want to buy? I do want to buy something while I'm here. I already have the olive oil and the cheese that I need for later. You can even buy your picks here, so that's not bad. I'll take it. I think I want some salt, if I remember correctly. What does that sandwich need? We need to have 4 gym badges in order to be able to get all the ingredients for the sandwich that I'll need, but I know it needs salt. Let me think. Salt, cherry tomatoes, avocado, and then the item that I need 4 gym badges for, so I'm not going to see it on here if I do it this way, but I need avocado, so let's grab that. And then, I don't see cherry tomatoes, so. Probably, yeah, I didn't say it sure cans here because it's a canned good, so. There we go, cherry tomatoes. Yes, please. Thank you. So yeah, I might buy my goods for sandwiches and stuff over here. First of all, because it's fresh. Second of all, because you're buying from local artisans. I mean, they're for the branches of the shops because Delicioso is literally everywhere, but and that sort of stuff. But I don't know, it might let me actually do the auction because I hardly ever actually do the auction myself. So, you know, it might be worth just looking into doing. Why not? Yep, 60. You could have beaten the game twice over by that point. Anyone who says they saw Unicorn naturally in 5 is lying. Yeah, because they definitely, like... You don't need to get that high on level. I mean, you might... No, actually, you know what? No, I remember because I did a file where I actually did all of the Sealed Temple as well, and I think I was level 52, if I remember correctly, and that was it. And that was also the one where I think I over-leveled before because I was like level 41 or something in the end game. So I was over-leveled and I still did the bonus dungeon and everything, and that was where I was. So, okay. Excuse me. Venonat, we're going to stick you back in the box. You can come back out as soon as we are done with the gym battle. But in the meantime, we'll let Magneton help out with this whole process. And, oh, you know what I forgot to do while I was in Porto? So let's go back there. Yeah, let's go back there. Why not? Because there's a TM for something. I think it's over here. No, I think it's over here, actually, if I remember correctly. So we're going to have to go swimming a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, see? There's no way. But there's a TM that I want to grab out here. I really don't need it necessarily, but it will be nicer to have on Magneton for when we use it in the 4th Team Star battle rather than, well, Swift. So, hang on, do that now. Alright, let's head past the Giraffe Rig and jump off this cliff. Gotta be careful out here, though, because we're going out into the West Sea, and there are some... Or maybe this is going to be considered the North Sea. I don't know. But the Pokemon out here will be very strong. There's going to be, like, wild Kilowattrels and wild Gyarados and wild Avalugg, that sort of thing. You can probably even find an Ice-Q out here. In Violet version. If I remember correctly, Ice-Q is exclusive to... Yeah, see, there you go. There's your Kilowattrels. All in sync. Wild Bombardier out here, too. Wow. Okay, so this is considered the North Paldean Sea. I think it's not that island. I think it's this island, if I remember correctly. We want to trawl all the way out here for this. Wild Shelder. There's your wild Gyarados. Wild Barraskewda just there with its little pod of Arrokuda as well. There's an Ice-Q right there. Level 41, so not really something that I've got any inkling to have right now. It's a little too high level for me, but that's okay. There it is. Another 3 Water Terra Shards and another copy of Flash Cannon, so now we can teach that to Magneton, but we'll wait to teach it that until we get to the, whatchamacallit. Oh, there's Wild Electric out here, too. Okay. We'll wait to teach it that until we're done with the Cascaraffa gym. So. Now, did I heal everybody? I think I healed everybody before I did this. Let me just double check and make sure. And I think I don't want Magneton out first. I think I want Toxtricity out first. So let's do that. And, okay, well, Houseplant ended up being level 31 from our efforts there, but that's okay. It's no big deal. That was technically considered part of the gym challenge anyway, so I'm okay with it being like that. Alright, clamber on up the cliffs. Get back to the gym. We can take our gym test. And then, yeah, from there we'll just go, well, we'll go do the classes, because there might be some stuff to do in the classes. Like, there might be actual events, but then we can go to Asado Desert, fight the trainers there, and then do the 3rd Team Star fight, and that'll be the end of the stream here. So, oh, there's an event in here, too. Hi, Mr. Hassel. Yeah, so far so good. This is the 4th gym I'm taking on. Of course, they're pretty much all in order because of the levels. Otherwise, you just end up like being better than a gym if you skip one. Hi there. I don't know about that. I'm just fine at it, but I don't know I'm that good. Okay, fair enough. Rika, huh? Nice to meet you. I mean, you're out in public just dressed in a business suit while out casually. Most people are out here in tank tops. Farcical. Oh, boy. Okay. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they've got... The last one did get a little tougher. Really? This seems like a weird point to give up, considering the fact that the game suddenly has a pulse. Okay, thanks for the vote of confidence. And you too, Mr. Hassel. I'll be back to class as soon as this is over with. Yes, I did heal? Okay, yeah, I... Short-term memory. Because it's a right brain activity, I'm not really cognizant of it. Just realized that Gen 6 really was that forgettable. You remember nothing from Kalos. Don't even remember the gym leaders had personalities. I'm trying to think. I think the only one that really had personality, because the only one I think you see outside of the gym is... Karina? Because you don't see Viola. She's the first one. You don't see... I want to say his name's Cliff, but I don't think that's right. The second gym leader outside of the gym. I like Old Man Ramos, but he's literally not outside the gym. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the only one you see outside the gym is Karina, and that's because she's the Mega Evolution tutorial person. And that's about it. So, okay, but I think we're all set and ready to go, so. I did, actually. He took it right out of my key items pocket. Well, hey, if it's a regular, that's fine, as long as I can take him on. Let's do this. Remember the Psychic Gym Leader had a rad gym design? Yeah, because she was the one where she put you out into space and you had to go wandering around those platforms, yeah. She was the one that had a galaxy in her cape, if I remember correctly. She was cool, but aesthetically cool, you know. Like, I knew nothing about her outside of that, but she was aesthetically cool. See, but you see what I mean about Kofu, though? Like, he's an actual person in an environment, and, like, people actually interact with him. I know it's only a little bit of interaction, but, like, this is more than you get out of pretty much every other gym leader in the game. They barely interact with anyone outside of you. It's like they're all in a vacuum. Like, they're stuck in a black hole, and you're at the center of it. Whereas here, Kofu is, like, an actual chef in an actual job. And there's actually people that, like, I don't know, rely on him for things. He's like a community leader. And we actually helped him out, which is ingratiating us to him, which is always nice. So, I don't know, I just like this whole sequence, okay? Whoever wrote this whole sequence, it's obviously a different writer from every other sequence in the game, but whoever wrote the sequence needs to write more of them. So. Well, no, I wouldn't expect that. I mean... You gotta give me the challenge that I would expect. Something tells me they wouldn't quite taste as good. Not without you cooking them first, but something tells me cooking your own fish, on your team anyway, not a good idea. Vaultin Veluza! He's got a Veluza! What do you think the normal gym challenge is for this one? I don't know, probably something dumb, but whatever we got is much better than whatever they could have come up with otherwise. All Cal assists for you is either forgettable one-offs or grinding for Grand Duchess. Do not go for Grand Duke or Duchess. You will hate yourself. Yeah, I think I won't be doing that. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever play Gen 6 again, honestly, but... Okay, so, Veluza, Water and Psychic type, has the Mold Breaker ability. This one does not have a Psychic type move, though, but if it did, boy howdy, you better be careful, because it can also have a new ability called Sharpness, which would increase the power of its cutting moves. It wouldn't be good, but this one doesn't have one, so we can literally just leave in Roxas to one-shot it with Spark. So there you go. There's an item over there that I didn't get. I'll try to remember if I can grab that when I'm done here. Alright, so there's Wug Trio. You can see it in all of its stretchy glory now. I'm going to nuzzle it. It has Mud Slap, but thankfully it's not a special attacker, and Mud Slap is a really dinky move anyway, so... Oh, I missed my nuzzle. I'm going to stay in and keep nuzzling a couple more times in the hopes that I actually hit it. If I don't, I'll Noble Roar, because that doesn't check for accuracy as far as I'm aware. I mean, I don't have to hit the nuzzle. I could literally just go in on Magneton, but I want to paralyze this thing so it's slower, so that I don't have to worry about it so much. I could also go into Houseplant here, and that's eventually the plan, but, you know, trying to avoid that if possible. Of course, the longer I delay here, the more likely a random sandstorm is to start up in the middle of a battle here, and, well, that wouldn't make things very easy for either of us, honestly. Alright, Roxas, I'm getting sick of this shit. Please just hit your nuzzle, for Christ's sakes. You already caused the problem by not hitting it the first turn. Now you're 4 levels of accuracy lower than you should have been. I'm gonna switch into Magneton if you don't hit this. Thank you. That's all I wanted, was just you to hit the one nuzzle. I could have gone into Magneton and just T-waved this Wug Trio as well, but the plan was to nuzzle it first, then go into Magneton, set up a Reflect, and then use Swift, because even if I'll get Mud Slapped here by this Wug Trio, it won't affect me because Swift has 100% accuracy. It doesn't check for accuracy, so... Yeah, I don't think that's going to work for you. Sorry. Alright, so we'll set up a Reflect. This will pretty much just help Houseplant, honestly. It's not going to help with the Mud Slaps, but it will help Houseplant here. And then we just Swift it to death, which it should. I mean, Magneton's got pretty good special attack. I think it should be able to KO from here. Yeah, Wug Trio's not exactly bulky. And then Crabominable is his last one. We'll jump into Houseplant after this. It has Rock Smash, but it doesn't have, like, Ice or Fighting-type moves outside of Rock Smash, so it's got Water, Normal, and Fighting-type moves, and that's it. So Houseplant, despite being a normal type, can tank that, especially with an Eviolite and with the Reflect up, it's no problem. So... Of course, remember, they like terastallizing their Pokemon, so this crab is about to be not a woolly crab anymore. Well, it'll still be woolly, but it'll be a little wetter than usual. All of a sudden, all I can hear in my head is Under the Sea. Wrong kind of crustacean. That's a lobster. But yeah, see, we can tank that no problem with the Reflect and everything. Now, the reason why I got Reflect and everything like that was a contingency plan in case Dolive did not have a Terra Grass type. But if we Terastallize into a Grass type, we will drop our weakness to Fighting type moves and probably one-shot with Giga Drain. So, Dolive, it's your time to shine. Wait, this thing can have Sharpness? I thought that was introduced for Hisuian Samurott. Yeah, and then they gave it to Gallade and Veluza. Not so special anymore, I guess. Mud Slap was the GOAT for Gold Silver Crystal. You have no idea how much the TMs from the gym saved you as a child, especially Icy Wind. Yeah, because you couldn't really get an Ice-type move other than Ice Punch before the Elite Four. Unless you had, whatchamacallit there. Unless you had Icy Wind, so. Sorry, Kofu, that's not quite gonna be enough. Now we'll swallow your soul. And that takes care of that. Look at that, the main team is finally pulling itself together. With a little help from Magneton. Good job. I mean, if I didn't give you a lively show, would it really have been a gym battle? And there's the random sandstorm I was hoping to avoid. Thankfully, we did in fact avoid it. Its species is named Dolive. That's adorable. Yes, its species is named Dolive. Yep. And again, I'm a little upset that they didn't name the final evolution Palmolive, but I suppose that could get them in a little bit of trouble with, you know, the soap company, so. I don't know about that. That Mud Slap strategy knocked out my strategy pretty good for a few turns. So. Okay. Oh, and by the way, as if Kofu wasn't already the best, check out this gym photo. Awesome. Again, whoever directed this sequence, you need to do more things in this company, because I can see the creativity. It's oozing out of your ear holes. Trust me. And so yeah, now our level of disobedience is level 40, so we can catch him all the way up to that point, which is, again, higher than the level cap of the next gym, but, you know, fair enough. It's been that way since the beginning, so. Get a TM for Chilling Water. Originally, before the DLC came out, the move Scald was not in this game anymore. I think they were planning on dropping it in favor of Chilling Water, but then everybody complained about it, and so they put Scald back into the game for the DLC. But Chilling Water is a lower power water type move that always lowers the attack stat, rather than having a 30% chance to burn. But again, I think people complained about it, and then they were like, okay, fine, we'll put Scald back in. So, excuse me. Okay, well, I actually felt something for once in the video game for the past 45 minutes while we've been doing that quest, and now here's Nimona come to ruin the whole thing and rain on my parade. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Yes, I did. I mean, I guess. I'm working my way up there. Halfway there. Again, I don't know what the thing is with her and fruit. Like, is it just a thing that she does? Like, does her name mean some kind of fruit in Spanish that I'm not aware of? Or I could be wrong, but, you know. About to say Palmolive, I'm pretty sure someone's going to try to sue for that. Yeah, probably. Scald has been in the spotlight for bad reasons since Gen 5, to be honest. Remember when people first got a hold of it? Yeah, it's like when people first got a hold of Stealth Rock in Gen 4. Holy cow. Scald was the new Stealth Rock. Good lord. You're gonna have to wait. Are you having character development? No, she literally just doesn't have the right team for it. She wants to take you on with a team that can actually stand a chance against you. Did you literally just make the rain check joke in the water gym? Well, it doesn't matter. The 4th gym is where she always makes the rain check joke, quote unquote. She gets way too invested in this stuff, doesn't she? Needs to take herself less seriously. Anyway, let's get the heck out of here. Stealth Rock. The only thing that people care about from Sinnoh. It's a pretty powerful move. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's the only thing you should care about from Sinnoh, but it is a pretty strong move that people generally, like, remember. The gym was, the battle court, that is, was all the way down here. So let's go see what that item was. And then, we'll, well, we got to go back to school, but I also got to get the thing from the desert. So, I think while I'm out here, oh, it's 3 freshwater. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think while I'm out here, let's go do the stuff for, this guy, for the assessment here. And actually, you know, it might be better for me to do that from the other side of the, like from Porto instead of from here. Because... No, you know what? It's fine. I'll just go from here, and then we'll just go in the opposite direction. I was going to say we can make, like, a lopsided circle if we go from Porto and come back into the city after that, but... Nah, it's fine. We'll just go in a lopsided circle this way instead. Okay, so Magneton, I'll take that light clay back now, thank you. Let's teach you flash cannons, so that way you have it for the 4th Team Star fight the next time we'll see you. And then, once that's done... We'll just leave Reflect on there, why not? Okay, so now we can stick you in the PC and bring Venonat out. So we can train Venonat up to the point where it will evolve, which conveniently is also level 31. So there you go, that'll work. Alright, now how's everybody doing here? Let's see, so, let's see, do that, and that, and that. There we go. So you guys, let's see, 1400, 77, and then you're in the slow group, 14. So you and you need to do a little bit of training, so you two are going to be the focus. Lieutenant is obviously going to be going to be a little behind for the entire game, so I'm not really too concerned about him. We'll come back to him in a little bit. I want the items to be here for everybody. I guess I could just give the Lieutenant the Assault Vest now, because it'll be useful for later. Yeah, I might just do that, honestly. Let me think. If I give him the Assault Vest, you need a wide lens anyway. You also need a wide lens. So you can keep the Muscle Band and you can keep the Violate. I think I eventually want to give you the Wise Glasses, at least for now. I think later the Wise Glasses will go to the 6th team member, but... Okay, let's just do this. We'll give you the Assault Vest. There you go. And then we need to get you a wide lens as well for Rock Slide. And then after that, I don't think I can buy a wide lens from the this area basically. So I think what I'll do is I'll swap out your Violate for a Wise Glasses for now, and then we'll give the Violate to Shaylee there instead. There we go. I mean, Shaylee's probably not the best user of it because she doesn't have Intimidate, and her defenses, from my understanding, are, yeah, paper thin, but that's fine. It'll keep her alive a little bit longer anyway. So, oh, yeah, and I want to give Venonat something as well, just because it'll be a little more useful if I give it this. We'll give you the Power Lens for now. I don't think I'll need the Power Bracer ever again, now that I think about it, but the Power Lens you can use for a little extra special attack, because for the 4th Team Star battle, Venonat will be our premier attacker. I have a specific strategy in mind that we'll talk about when we get there. Oh, there's a Terra shard up here. And a Silly Cobra. We already got one. 1-star Terra Grass Sunkern. So, every other Sunkern that ever exists. Oh my god, I might need to hang on. Hold on a second. The frame rate, man. I don't know if saving and quitting in the middle of the desert is going to help the frame rate at all, but I might need to save and quit this. The game is chug-a-luggin' right now, so let's just fix that real quick. Yeah, frame rate! Reset the game before it's too late! As a Sinnoh fangirl, wish people didn't say BDSP was literally the worst Pokemon game ever made. I don't think that they could really call it the worst one. Like, there are other Pokemon games that are definitely, like... It isn't even really a mainline series game. It's more of like a... I don't know if I want to say remaster, but there are other games just in the main series that I would call worse than that. But then again, I haven't played Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, so I can't really say one way or the other. But like... Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely other Pokemon games that are worse than that, I would think. So, I mean, I might be slightly biased in that, but, you know... Alright, did we fix the frame rate? Yeah, relatively. Watch it chug-a-lug again in about 2 seconds, but, you know. Anyway, this is the first trainer I want to go fight. So, we need to fight 5 of them in order to get the TM. So we'll fight 5 of them, and then we'll go get the 2 top trainers, and then we'll go from there. Actually, one of the top trainers is just up the hill here, but this guy's got a Basculin, and as we said before, it's a Pokemon that doesn't evolve, so it will give good experience. So that's why we are fighting it. I don't think I'll need Acid Spray. I think a Giga Drain or 2 will do here. Tilder BDSP has enough problems that the day one patch is honestly necessary. All of the new remastered music wasn't even in the base game. Oh my god. Okay, that's a little bizarre. Like, why would they... What was even the point of releasing the game if they didn't have the music that they spent development time on? That's a little bizarre. Like, if you're not planning on... I don't think it was not planned on. I feel like that's just an oversight, but, you know. And as you can see, not a whole ton of experience points to go around here because the Pokemon are, like, in the low to mid-20s. But Venonat will get good experience because Venonat is actually in the low 20s along with everybody else, so that should help a little bit. Yeah, it was all in the day one patch rather than in the actual... Like, does that mean that there was no music in the game if you didn't download the day one patch? Or did it just have all the old music, like from the original Diamond and Pearl? How does that work? Don't have that patch, you have a really bad renditions of the original music, like gear grading? Oh my god. That's rough. That's no good. Well, 20 years, but you've only just started raising those Pokemon. Surely in the other parts of the 2 decades, you were raising other things besides those. You were short on credits, so you had to take a 20th year? Like, sentences... I'll take sentences that don't make sense for 500, Alex. Holy man. What do you mean you had to take a 20th year because you were short on credits? How many credits did you not take in the past 19 years? Oh good, there's a Spatra out here. So here's the other tough trainer, but we'll fight her later. Next trainer I want to go fight is over here, past this family of Phanpy and Donphan. And actually, one of the tough trainers is up on one of the cliffs here, so you wouldn't be able to find him unless you... oh my god. Almost a side collision there. I almost got T-boned by that Espatra. Espatra is the evolution of Flittle, so this is Flittle right here. And then that's its evolution over there. So BDSP went down in a raging inferno. I just feel like that specific situation is enough to be like, okay, did you guys want this to come out in a finished state, or were you literally just pumping it out? Because, and I mean, I guess honestly, probably they were just pumping it out because, like, I mean, think about what came out just in that time period. Like, BDSP came out, and then 3 months later, Legends Arceus came out, and then 10 months later, this came out. So it's like, oh my lord, what were you guys doing? Like, the development cycles must have been hell. I know they farmed out BDSP, but that doesn't mean that, like, the development cycles for that wasn't going to be absolutely insane anyway. Like, there's still stuff that you have to do while those other games are developing in order for everything to release properly. And if you're doing 3 things at once, well, they're all going to end up kind of, like, not great. You return. Welcome back, Chris. Yeah, we took care of Kofu, so now we're fighting the opponents that we need to fight here in the Asado Desert to get the TM over while we're here in Cascaraffa. Might as well do it. And then once we're done with that, we're going to go to school for the 3rd set of things to do at school. And then we're going to go take on the 3rd Team Star Battle. And probably by the time we're done with all that, it'll be just about time for me to be done for the day. So we'll see. Still think that the worst thing was that the answer you need for the Manaphy quest in Legends was hidden in the Canalave library in BDSP. I mean, they've done stuff like that, though. Like, they've done stuff where they hide things in other games. Like, think about Gen 3 and completing the Pokedex in Gen 3. It was a nightmare, and you needed every single game that came out in Gen 3 in order to do that. So, like, that's not really shocking to me that they did that, you know? So, ow. I probably should have guessed that Double Edge was in my future there. I saw that it had oh, you're not even going to get the experience from this now. What the hell? I've been ripped off. Now I got to catch this Orthworm behind you, so Venonat gets... I mean, it really wasn't that much experience, but probably would have been like 600 for Venonat at least. No, whatever. It's fine. Just saw that dude's head glitch, the Reggie puzzle. Oh, jeez. It's not shocking, it just sucks. Yeah, and I mean, there's not really... Like, glitches in this game don't surprise me. Like, glitches of physics and polygons not working properly, because it's just really common in this game. Like, if you're paying attention, there's several situations where you'll just see random glitches happen. But, yeah, I mean, I was going to say more like a paperweight at this point for you. Or, well, just a regular weight. Alright, hang in there, little Larvesta. There we go. Wherever he was going with a purpose. She was going with a purpose. But yeah, you can catch wild Larvesta in this one. It's kind of cool. They need a lot of levels to evolve, but quite honestly, when I did some competitive stuff back in Gen 6, I used a Larvesta with an Eviolite in my competitive team. It was like a really low-tier competitive team, but you could very well get away with having a Larvesta use an Eviolite for a little while and just tank hits. So, especially if it has Flame Body, which I don't remember if all Larvesta have Flame Body or if they have a second ability that they can have, so either way, we're going to catch this one. Oh good, now there's a sandstorm too. I feel like they didn't think through some of the Pokemon they have out here for the sandstorm, because like, most of the time in Pokemon games when they have Pokemon living in a desert, it's because they have some sort of like way of counteracting the sandstorm. Some of the Pokemon here just take passive damage from the sandstorm, and that seems a little counterintuitive to me. But whatever. Yeah, that neck does need strengthening, considering what happened to your head just a minute ago. Imagine only having Legends and you don't have the internet. How do you figure out how to do the Manaphy quest? I'm not sorry, this is almost locking a mythical behind buying another game. Yeah, I mean, I can see how it's a problem, honestly, but like, I feel like at this point, and I'm not even, this isn't an excuse to say, oh, you know, well, they're justified in doing it. No, it's not justified. I'm just saying I can see why they did it, because like nowadays, not having access to the internet would be enough of a problem where most people would, I don't know if I want to say most people wouldn't have that problem, but most of the people that are in their target audience wouldn't have that problem, I guess. Oh good, and now the Bramblin are getting blown away by the wind. This is a Bramblin, by the way, this tumbleweed that's getting absolutely annihilated by the wind right now. And I guess I ran into it, so I guess we'll catch it. Why not? It's Grass Ghost. So this is actually neutral. But Venonat should be able to handle it. I just wish Bramblin in its evolution got a better Ghost-type move, because it's mostly considered to be a physical attacker, if I remember its stats correctly. And the best physical Ghost-type move it gets is Phantom Force. I don't know if it gets any other physical Ghost-type moves, honestly. So, yeah, it's fine. It's just not as good as it could be, you know. I like the little eyeballs inside of it, though. That's a cool little detail. Oh my god, I actually knocked it out there. I was thinking since it was not very effective, that wouldn't KO, but I guess after the acid spray, it does. So I guess we won't catch this Bramblin then. Cool. But Venonat will get up to level... Oh, I got an Oval Stone and a Bramblin Twig. Okay, there we go. Well, the frame rate has dipped back down again. I shouldn't be surprised by this. I really am not, honestly. These wild Orthworm, by the way, I don't think they show up until after you defeated the Orthworm Titan. So if you're looking for one and you can't find one while you're here... like, if you're here at the same time as me, you're looking for one and you can't find one, it's probably because you haven't defeated the Lurking Steel Titan yet. So, just a thought. Yeah, whoops, you have to put the creatures in the right environment, otherwise you end up with situations like this where they just sort of take psychic damage from the environment. I guess it's not psychic if it's from the environment, huh? Well, Orthworm's pretty tanky, huh? No, it really sucks. The Let's Go feature being needed to evolve Pokemon. It's not even a good feature. See, and you know, it would be a fine feature if the Let's Go system existed in the same way that it existed in, well, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where the Pokemon could actually, like, keep up with you. If you run at the regular running speed, Palmo and Bramblin both get left behind and end up having to teleport to you. So, you can't run. You have to, like, kind of half hold the stick in a random direction in order for them to keep up with you and get their 1,000 steps in. Like, if they could run with you, it would be a great feature, at the same speed as you, I should say. it would be a great feature, and it'd be just as good as it was in Let's Go, when you could look at your Pokemon wandering around with you. But the way that it is now, Pokemon can't keep up with you, and it's just a big problem. Orthrum, why don't you stay in the ball? I'm gonna go yawn it, actually. Let's yawn it, and then we'll throw a ball, and then we'll throw another ball. I probably shouldn't be catching all these Pokemon that don't evolve, though, if I want to maximize my Pokedex entries, because, you know, here I am catching all of these that will take up one slot and one Pokedex entry rather than 2 or 3. Oh good, the sandstorm stopped, I think. Let's see if we still take the damage from it. Yes, we do. That's a... I don't want to say that's a normal thing. It shouldn't be a normal thing in this game, but in this game, weather conditions that start before a battle starts, they will just persist even if you can't see them anymore, so... And actually that KO'd me only because of the fact that that weather condition was persisting, so... Whoops, no, I don't want to run. I spent all this time. I'm not going to not spend all this time after I just spent this time trying to catch it. But let's revive Interceptor so he gets the experience for this first before this Orthworm breaks out of another ball, probably. Yeah, give them a little car so they can keep up. They couldn't keep up in BDSP either. The Let's Go feature was only good in its debut. That's the worst part. That's what I meant, though, when I talked about how I wasn't planning on playing another game past Let's Go, because just, like... I just feel like games that have come out since Let's Go have been inferior in my eyes. Like, Let's Go's capture mechanic was such a breath of fresh air, and I don't know, I thought the game looked fine. I mean, it was just Kanto again, obviously, and there wasn't a particularly large amount of, I don't know, like, uniqueness to it, but, I don't know, the rest of the gameplay loop, to me, was very good in Let's Go. And it was just such a breath of fresh air, and then Sword and Shield came out, and it was like, okay, this is worse, and then the other games came out after that, and it was like, okay, I don't think this is even for me, and I don't know, just... I haven't really been a big... Again, the only reason why I'm really playing this game is because of the fact that I have enough to say about it, where I can't leave it alone. I want, first of all, to talk about all of the things about it that bug me, but second of all, I also want to show everybody that, yeah, no, you can beat all of the Titans in the first go. Oh good, we're on our third box now. Before you, like, beat all the Titans before you even do anything else in the game, so... Did anybody get to 33 yet? No, but you're probably close, right? No, not that close. 23, 22, 27, 26. Okay, so you two still need a little bit more, and then you need a lot more. But that's fine. Anyway, we were fighting trainers rather than capturing Pokemon, so let's see if we can get to the next trainer. I'm gonna go back for this. Oh good, there's that revive that I just used up. And the next trainer, I think, is this lady? I think. Yeah, I think so. Oh, good. We'll have an audience of Sandile for this one. Look at them go. That's goofy. I love that. Like, see what I mean, though? There's some things, there's little joys that you can find in this game that just make things interesting. But there's just as many little joys as there are. As a matter of fact, there's more, in my opinion. There's more, like, problems that the game comes up with for all the little joys that you find. So. Do I stay in and KO this thing? I might be able to, but it depends on what it uses after this. Okay, that's fine. That shouldn't be a problem. In your eyes, the games are actually suffering from the awful dev time they get, yeah. Yeah, and that's genuinely, but honestly, like, I think about this game, and I think about all of the things that it does wrong, in my opinion, and I'm not even sure if more dev time would have really done anything about it, because the corners were cut. I know the corners were cut because of the fact that they had a lack of time, but the corners were cut, and it's kind of hard for them to uncut some of the corners that they did by, well, cutting the corners here. Like, maybe a greater amount of dev time would mean they wouldn't have to cut those corners, but honestly, it doesn't feel like... It feels like they would have cut the corners anyway, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Well, we only survived that probably because of the Violites, so there we go. But I think we've seen... Have we seen the Pom-Pom form of Oricorio? Because if we have, we've seen all the 4 forms now, so that's cool. Oh, Bug Buzz, wow. Okay, I'm getting a whole bunch of different moves here. I'll give you Bug Buzz over Stun Spore. It'll give you a very well-rounded coverage. Kind of wish they released them every other. Yeah, and I think they're every other year. I think that's what they're doing now, though, right? Because they released this in 2023, and obviously they were still developing the, you know, the game from the DLC and stuff. Okay, I gotta get out of here before these Sandile kill me. But like, they aren't releasing a full game this year, from my understanding. They're just releasing the new Legends game, which is it's a full game, but it's like a smaller project than a full region. You know what I mean? So. I guess they're kind of, maybe they learned their lesson from the fact that they developed 3 games at once in such a short period of time, you know? So. Also, you gotta be a little careful out here. I'll show you why. If you go over here real quick. Just grab all this stuff. Extra soft sand and stuff. Right around here somewhere. There it is, right there. So, that is the exact same iron treads that we fought in the Titan battles at the exact same level that it was. You can fight it, but if you decide to fight it, you cannot escape from it. So if you pick a fight with it, you better be ready to either catch it or, well, you can run from it, but, like, it's level 45, and it doesn't exactly have a small amount of speed. So you gotta be a little careful with that one. So just be mindful that it's here, so that way you don't get yourself hurt in the process. What can I use on you? See, I only have one Pokemon that's good in a sandstorm right now. So, how about Bug Buzz? Go ahead, Venonat. Throw the bees at him. Oh, bees! Okay, that'll work. I mentioned this already, but I considered using a Hippopotas on my team. The other team that we would have used for this playthrough would have been a Sandstorm team, and by that I mean it would have had a Hippowdon, so it would have had Sandstream. It would not have had just Rock, Steel, and Ground types in it, though. My plan was to have a Rock type, a Steel type, and a Ground type, so, like, or no, actually, let me think about that. Yeah, I would have had a Steel type. I would have had a Ground type, because Hippowdon. And I wouldn't have had a Rock type, I would have had a Cacturn instead. And the other 3 team members would have had the Safety Goggles item, which would prevent them from taking damage from Sandstorms. So... I think it would have been an interesting team to play around with in a playthrough, but at the same time, I like how colorful this team ends up being when we're done with it, as you'll see soon enough once we get all the full evolutions. So I'm okay with the way the team turned out. Alright, so this guy, and then there's one more close to the entrance to, or yeah, the north entrance to the desert. Let's hope I can fight this guy with Lieutenant Creighton pretty okay. I don't remember what he has. Yeah, he gave me a little run for my money. Not a great one, but a little one. Fabio. Oh, Halucha. Okay, fair enough. Hippopotas is a very fun to say name. Yes, it is. I'll take it. Hippopotas. You know, I could probably Psybeam this thing. You know, actually, it's got Flying Press, maybe, at this level, so maybe I should have been a little more careful. It also probably has, like, Aerial Ace already or something. So let's get out of here. Have barely functioning games in a single year. Imagine giving them another year. Honestly, I think they're just worried about opinions being in a perpetual freefall. Honestly, I feel like almost there was somebody that talked about this. I don't remember what video I saw it in, but there was somebody that talked about the fact that if they don't release the games when the merchandise is planned to come out, like if this game didn't release at the same time as the merchandise, it would have hurt their bottom line in terms of the merchandising. So that probably is the business decision as to why these games had to come out absolutely 100% with no questions asked when they did. Did it hurt the product? Yes, it did, but did it hurt their bottom line? Not nearly as much as delaying this game by 6 months would have. So... because then the merchandise would have come out at a different time as the games, so people wouldn't have had multiple streams that they could catch the merchandise in, from trading cards to toys to all that other stuff, so, you know. Remember that story I told you around your birthday before this game came out, and they gave you a survey for your opinion on Nintendo's IPs, and it was almost exclusively asking your opinion on Scarlet and Violet. I can imagine, if I'm honest with you, I'm pretty sure I still get ads on YouTube for Scarlet and Violet, even though the games came out in 2023. And the trouble with that I have is that pretty much the only things... This is a shiny roller. 2 shinies in one day. How about that? Golden poop ball! Alright then, I'll take it. 2 full odds shinies in a single day. I had to do a double take there for a second, sorry. Yeah, I still get ads on YouTube for Scarlet and Violet, and here's the trouble, is that the only things that I get ads for on YouTube anymore are like gacha games that are exclusively trying to take people's money and weird products that are not endorsed by the FDA but are still advertised. Did I tell anybody that story yet? I had to report an ad on YouTube because I got it the other day, and it was an ad that I actually knew, like it was relevant to the information I'm learning in school, because it was an ad for a supplement that was meant to ease digestion, quote unquote, and the supplement had ivermectin and florenazole in it, if I remember correctly. That's the name. It could be something else. I don't remember what the second one is, but I think it's like florenazole or something. Those are both used to deworm horses. That is not going to ease your digestion. That is going to rip your insides a new asshole. So I had to report it, and I literally had to condense all of the information that we have on why this will not ease digestion from a nutritional standpoint into 1,000 characters or less, because YouTube's algorithm has ADHD and will not listen to me unless I condense it down into 1,000 characters or less. But I reported it, and I haven't seen the ad since about 4 days after I reported it. It was everywhere for those 4 days, but I haven't seen it since. So maybe it's gone. I hope. Yeah, it has a nugget. The hell? It certainly does. Golden poop ball. How about that? Is it holding a nugget? That would be just cherry on top here. I can't see if it is. No. I don't know. Well, anyway, Rellor is a Pokemon I've literally never used. It's another one that you have to walk around in order to evolve it. I think it's the 3rd and final one. So Bramblin is one, Palmo is one, and this one's one. And when it evolves, it just starts levitating so that it gets sick of walking around everywhere, and it's just like, all right, I'm tired of this. I'm just going to start levitating so that way I don't have to walk anymore. Turns into a bug and psychic type. It's kind of funny if you ask me. All right, what's this Terra Pokemon over here? Oh, a Cyclizar. Cool. Okay. Another Terra over here. Did we see this one? I think we saw this one. Oh, this is just a Terra Jewel. Okay. Well, let's see what's in this one. I'll grab this. This is probably a Sandstorm TM. Yeah. I probably remembered that from somewhere. 2-star Terra Dragon Pawniard. Well, I don't have a Pawniard yet, and I don't have an Ice type either, but, you know, we can just use something else, I guess. Body pressing Garganical? Why not? Oh, the hell was in response to that supplement. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was a bizarre ad, but okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that you need to know, and this is something that I take for granted now because I've taken nutrition classes. Here's how supplements work in the United States. They are not subject to the same regulations that medicine is subject to by the FDA. Let's go, team! So you can make any old claim you want on a supplement, and it can have whatever you want in it, and the FDA gives absolutely no oversight on it. So be careful with whatever supplements you take, because they probably advertise things that it doesn't do. And they can get away with that because they literally have no oversight whatsoever. That sounds like something we should be fixing. Yeah, just a little bit. Trust me when I tell you, you're not the first person to say that. You won't be the last. The nutrition world has been fighting that battle for years, and nothing has come of it yet. But at least I got this Terra Dragon Pawniard out of it. You're mine! So, yeah, be very careful with the supplements that you take, because supplements can make any old nutritional health claim that they want on them. Oh, and that's the other thing, actually. Here's another thing to consider when it comes to supplements. Make sure that there's a specific approval on them. I forget what it is, but I think it's USP, if I remember correctly, is the company that does all of the, official federal government, approval of supplements to say, yes, the stuff that's in this is what they say it is, and it does what they say it does. If it doesn't have that label on it, they can make reports of whatever they want in it in terms of the ingredients. It doesn't even have to be accurate. Like the melatonin capsules that I have that I've since stopped taking since I realized this, well, from learning it in class, they don't have the USP label on them. So the ingredients list on that melatonin is probably not accurate. They can stick whatever they want in that melatonin, and I don't even have to, I don't even have to be told what's in that. So yeah, be careful when you're taking supplements, because 9 times out of 10, well, I won't say that, probably more like 7 times out of 10, they aren't what they seem to be. They might have those effects, they might not. It just kind of depends. So, if I remember correctly, though, I think Canada might have higher regulations on their supplements. I could be wrong about that. I feel like the EU probably definitely has better regulations, but I don't know. It's all crazy, that's all I know. Alright, the 5th trainer is somewhere around here. There he is. He loaded into the draw distance a second ago. He's fading in and out of existence. And, let me grab this. Who do I want to fight this guy? Probably the lieutenant, but I'll leave Venonat out because why not? Yeah, fish eyeballs. Eat your fish eyeballs. They're high in omega-3s. Oh, I don't know if the vitreous humor in a fish eyeball would be high in omega-3s, honestly. Like, I'm just trying to think from a nutritional standpoint how true that would be now. I should really, like, look that up, honestly, because, like I said, something tells me that would not happen, basically. Like, the vitreous humor in your eyeball is made of different stuff, but it has to be able to sustain fat-soluble vitamins. So there's probably some omega-3s in it, but I don't imagine there's as much as there is in the actual, like, fat and muscle in the fish itself, because the fish needs all of that in order to prevent itself from dying of exposure because the ocean is cold. So, Chanoom! Also, by the way, be careful with fish oil supplements too, because they are high in omega-3s, but if you eat foods with a lot of vitamin A in it, there is a ton of vitamin A in fish oil supplements. So you could get a little toxic, and vitamin A toxicity is not good. It's it feels like your limbs are being burned by acid. So if you ever feel that way, if you take fish oil supplements, maybe be careful with those. So I haven't been paying attention to anything these trainers have been saying, if I'm quite honest with you. Which way do I go to heal, George? Do I go back to Cascaraffa? Because one of the tough trainers is here, and one of them is there-ish, somewhere in there. You know what I'll do? I'm going to fly over here, and then we'll fly back to the tower that's right in the middle of the desert, because that'll put me right between the both of them, so... Yeah, it's not real good. Vitamin A toxicity is not real good. You especially, by the way, need to be careful. Vitamin A toxicity, you need to be very careful with it if you're either planning to be... Like, if you're planning to be pregnant in any way, you need to be careful with your vitamin A intake. You can't get too little, but you also can't get too much, because too little vitamin A can cause issues with the baby, but too much vitamin A can also cause issues with the baby. So it's one of those ingredients, those vitamins, that you have to be a little careful with. So, I don't know if anybody's, like, planning on having children anytime soon in the audience, but hey, the more you know, right? I said I was going to fly back over here, but this is fine. We're like 10 feet away from where we ended, because if I just go up this hill a little bit, yeah, there's the guy with the Dratini that we just fought right there. Dead ahead, so... Alright, so I think the first tough trainer, well, he's really the last tough trainer in the area, because you wouldn't be able to find him unless you have access to the climbing feature again. This is why another reason why I wanted to get all these features before we went and did all the gym challenge stuff, because then we could go fight these trainers that we normally you wouldn't see in these playthroughs, because most people don't have access to them when they're just doing all this stuff, you know? So, anybody else see the screen like freak out on the corners there when I did that dash, or was that just me? Was that just me and my TV screen? Because it definitely looked like a little bit of screen tear to me there. Alright, well, here's another gimme ghoul, so I guess we'll look into that. Do I want to try to catch this other Bramblin. I'll try. Why not? I can get behind it, so. And maybe Venonat will be able to do a little more damage this time with Acid Spray. I probably should have just used Psybeam, honestly. It would have been a little bit more effective than that. And now I have to play Russian Roulette with the special defense drop. I'm just going to throw a Great Ball. It's fine. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking, right? So we got about 45 minutes left, maybe a little more than that. I might go do the third team Starbase before we go take the classes, and then that way, if we have to stop in the middle of the classes, it's like, okay, fine, I'll just do the rest of the classes later, but I don't want to have to stop before I do the team Starbase, you know? I want to do that today because it was in the thumbnail, and I've been putzing around in the desert for like an hour here, so, for no real reason. Excuse me there, Flittle, I gotta take this treasure chest's contents. Level is this thing? Oh, 20, okay. I was gonna say, it's probably gonna be a higher level because of the fact that it's up on these cliffs, but that's not necessarily always true. Oh good, it's raining up here now. Oh, it never rains in the desert. Maybe it's raining up here because I'm not considered in the desert biome right now, I'm considered in the cliff biome. I don't know. Just shoot a Dark Pulse at it, it's fine. I'll take all those coins, thank you. Alright, 50 more coins to add to our collection. Good. Now, where's that tough trainer? There he is, right up there. So, yeah, you definitely need to go in first because you're still working your way up. Once you get to 31, that should be fine, but it looks like everybody else is doing pretty good. 16, 10, 12. Okay, so I need to send Interceptor in here somewhere, so hopefully this guy has some actual fighting types to speak of. I'll take that, thank you. Yodelay-hoo! I climbed. How else would I get up here? How'd you get up here? I think is the better question. You don't have a Miraidon. Was it part of your training? Oh, this will be good fodder for Interceptor. I also like the little dance that Venonat does when it comes out of the ball, where it howls at the opposing Pokemon and then it like hop hop. So I like Magnemite's little salute, and I like Venonat's little dance. Again, it's the little details in this game that get me. Oh, I gotta be careful of that. I hope Play Rough KOs. Well, if it doesn't, I guess Interceptor's gonna go down. Good. But, yeah, I mean, there's little details in this game that get me, but there are also other points where, you know... there's some other things that just I don't get. I'd like to send... Well, I guess I could send Venonat in because it's got a resistance here. I mean, it's got Psybeam, so I guess if we don't get hit really hard, it'd be fine. I'll probably have to switch Interceptor back in after this, but, you know. So, unless this guy's just going to use Counter on both of his Pokemon, which is a possibility. Close combat. Holy, man. It's a good thing I switched in a Quad Resistance. Now I might actually be able to KO it back, because it might close combat again. Let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ, this thing's getting out of hand. It's a good thing I've got Interceptor just chilling in the back. Yeah, because that's not going to do it. I was hoping for a confusion there. Let's see, that did 21. This shouldn't KO if it close combat. Okay. Never mind. That's not good. What could this thing do to Interceptor? Like, I'd like to switch an Interceptor, but I don't want it to have, like, Poison Jab or something, and then me just get absolutely murked, you know? But because I'd like to revive Venonat while I'm at it. Yeah, I'm just going to switch Interceptor in and hope for the best. That's fine. It's not like this is the first time we'll be reviving a Pokemon in the middle of fighting a tough trainer. Like I said, some of these tough trainers, they don't pull their punches, especially around this time of the game when you don't have fully evolved Pokemon to take them on. Like, eventually this won't be a problem because I won't have to be switching around all the time, but, you know. For now, it's still a bit of a problem. By the way, thanks for showing that the Titan is still here for whatever reason. Yeah, he just shrank down a little bit after not having his fix anymore, so. But all of the Titans are basically right around where they initially spawned. So you could come back and catch them at any time if you want to. I think they're pretty good as well. I think they have almost perfect IVs, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty good, all things considered. Yes, I did in fact ride up here on my fancy futuristic Cyclizar. I don't know. Good question. Miraidon, can Cyclizar climb? Oh no, how am I supposed to know that? Oh, you know, there's another Gimmick Gold chest over in those ruins there, so we'll go over there. Let's go fight the Tough Trainer first, and then we'll go over to those ruins and grab more coins. And probably by the time that happens, maybe the game will stop glitching out! No, that's never going to happen. But probably by the time that happens, we'll have at least a couple of Pokemon at level 33. Probably Clauncher will be 32, and then everybody else will be 33, which I'm okay if that happens, because that's about what I would expect, because, again, Clauncher's in the slow experience group, while everybody else is in medium slow right now, so... And actually, they're all doing pretty good. They're pretty close together on experience points, so that's a good thing. You know, there was a wild Cacturn over there. I wonder if Venonat is strong enough at this point to take on a wild Cacturn. Maybe not at half health, but, you know. Yeah, that massive lighting error, I don't know what this game's problem is sometimes, honestly. It just keeps doing it, though. This I should be able to KO with a Giga Drain. Get a little HP out of it, too. Oh, God. Ow! It's a good thing that was a Shellos, not a Gastrodon. Alright, that was a little weaker than I thought it was going to be. But we'll switch out, it's fine. I can't tell, is the lighting just bad on that Orthworm over there, or is that one also a shiny? No, I think the lighting's just bad on that one over there. No, yeah, no, the lighting's bad on that one. That's just as red as it always is. Never mind. I guess I'm just cognizant of it all now because of the fact that I had 2 shinies show up in one stream. Most people don't get that lucky in their whole life. Say the boyfriend says hi. You haven't said it yet. Tell him I said hi back. That's good. Good to hear. Good to hear they're still doing good. Okay, everybody should be about 33 pretty soon. Seviper, huh? Well, this would be a problem for Dolive, but I've got a solution chilling in the back for this, so... Shaylee, get out here. Excuse me. It's funny, though, because usually Zangoose and Seviper are not available in the same game, but they're both available in this one, so... I wonder if... I think they're in different areas, though. No, I think they're both in South Province Area 5, actually. I know Zangoose is there. I don't remember if Seviper's there, too. Probably. You glared me and then you tried to use Venoshock? Why not use Toxic, so you get more damage out of the Venoshock? Alright, who put her team together? Like, guys, you literally had a litmus test of this in Gen 5 because the gym leader had, like, Smog and Venoshock and Poison Gas and all that stuff. Look at all that level 33 we got there. Yeah, you don't need Roar Interceptor. It would be cool, but you don't need that, so... Knuckle Stack, okay. This one, Lieutenant Creighton should be able to handle. I wonder if I should Bulldoze it first, though. I think I'm going to do that, because it shouldn't KO. I mean, with a Moxie, maybe it will. Yeah, never mind. Shaylee too strong with that Moxie boost. Just wait until we get a Pokemon, or a team in front of us where Shaylee just is the primary threat for the team. Like, if they're weak to ground or dark... Oh, that Moxie boost is going to be something else. Just going to kick some butt, let me tell you. Yeah, well, fair enough. Do what you want to do, but it seemed a little bizarre to use Glare first, then Venoshock, so... Ooh, lordy, the frame rate. It's a kicking and screaming right now. Oh, a Sandaconda. Before, on the team that ended up being the Sandstorm team, before I ended up making it a Sandstorm team, Sandaconda was actually the ground type I was considering using instead of using, whatchamacallit, Hippowdon. But once I said, oh, you know, this would make a good Sandstorm team if I just give half my Pokemon safety goggles. Is that a Tinkatuff? Oh, boy. Probably if I get too close to it, she's going to scream and run at me. Yeah, you know what? Leave Venonat in there. And then we'll just switch in the Lieutenant and have him Dark Pulse this thing again. Well, she can definitely see me. And now she's screaming at me. Oh, she's gonna hammer me. Oh, good lord. Okay, she stopped. Never mind. She was really running for me though there. My life flashed before my eyes a little bit. Oh boy. Small gripe, why can't the caterpillar Pokemon turn right? It gets to you sometimes because potatoes? I don't know. Oh, you mean like why can't Earthworm like make a circle? Like it has to slide around sideways? Yeah, I don't know. They've been having that problem for a few generations now though. Like if you look at in the cutscene where in Gen 8 where the two legendaries fight off the random sky Armageddon thingamajigger that you fight at the end of that game, instead of turning like a normal turn, like where, you know, you would see something turn where it uses its hips, they just sort of like shimmy and do a 360. You know what I mean? Kind of like Earthworm's turn, except, well, it's a dog instead of a worm. But yeah, they definitely should be able to, like, I don't know, turn properly. That would make a lot of sense, but they don't, so, you know. Oh, God. Okay. All right, we're going to take on this level 26. Okay, never mind. Hi, Bramblin. Sorry, didn't mean to run into you. You're getting blown away by the wind. Oh, there's more Tinkatuff over there. Okay. Flittle, you're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing. Trying to get a good angle on this thing before it blasts me in the face with its hammer. There we go. Exactly. Why never fix it? You've had a few gens. Yeah, you would think. You would think that they would fix it, having had a few gens to fix it. That's not in Game Freak's MO though. They don't fix the problems. They just leave them. Unless the players complain loud enough about it. Like, in this game, they doubled down on the double kick animation because, as far as I know, in this game, they don't give Pokemon the move double kick unless they have a kicking animation. And that's because of the fact that it gained huge amounts of social media attention, that double kick was literally just them moving the Pokemon up and down in Gen 8. And because it got such huge amounts of social media attention, they fixed it, but people apparently didn't complain loud enough about the fact that the Pokemon do a little shimmy instead of actually, I don't know, turning like normal things would. But it would also require them to have like articulating joints on the Pokemon, and I don't know that most of the Pokemon have that in their 3D models, so it would require more dev time that I don't think they're willing to put in. So that was a drive-by if you've ever seen one. It would have driven by me if I didn't drive by it, so there you go. Alright, well, we can release the Tinkatink that we have now that we got a Tinkatuff. We can just evolve this one. So, I'll worry about that later, though. Oh, we can make another claim on our Pokedex. Cool. Let's do that. And then we got to go back to, there's the Dusk Stone that I said we could get. You can get at least one of these in the overworld as well, if not more, but there's some Dusk Balls at 140. Worry about that later. We've seen almost half the Pokedex now, though. 198 entries total. How are you doing on your special attack? Good. Very good. All right, cool. Yeah, let's go make the claim from the... Now that we got the chest here, let's go make the claim from here at this kiosk. So we can get the TM that I actually want, and then we'll go over to the Team Starbase before we do... the third Team Starbase, I should say, before we do the school stuff. And probably we won't even get to the school stuff today. We'll end up doing it probably at the beginning of tomorrow's stream. Which is fine, I guess. Ooh, lordy, that frame rate. Hey, James, how you doing? Welcome back. Would I be interested in a shiny Tarantula? I'm not even sure if we could trade one because I don't have Nintendo Switch Online, but I do appreciate the offer. I don't even know what a shiny Tarantula would look like, honestly, so... But I appreciate the offer, so... Have an extra from the Bug Outbreak event. You could always ask around the chat. I'm not sure if anybody else in the chat has Scarlet and Violet, but you could always ask around and see if anybody's interested. So, here's the Earthquake TM. We grabbed that just from finishing out fighting all of the Pokemon around here, so... We won't need that for Krokorok, because I'm planning on getting that by level up eventually, which Shaylee will get in about 9 levels. But I am planning on teaching that to somebody else. Actually, let me actually go to my box so I can get what I'm looking for. Okay, we got a few Pokemon we need to transfer over here. Let's see, just you, here. And then the Tinkatuff. This one needs to go where the Tinkatink was. Where did I put that? Oh, there you are. Okay. You can go back to your family now. There you go. Okay, so with that, I think we're all set and ready to go. But the Pokemon that I'm teaching Earthquake to is probably not the one you would expect me to be teaching it to. Actually, let me do this real quick. Move this up here because that's where Earthquake is going to go right now. Yeah, they give you Earthquake just this early, basically. I guess I'm saying early. It's not really early in the game. You can come get this pretty quickly, though, because you only need to beat 5 trainers, and most of their levels are in, like, the low 20s, so this is probably about as early as you got it in Platinum, if I remember correctly, because in Platinum you could get it before you got the 3rd gym badge, if I remember right. So I guess this is a little later than that, but yeah, we're teaching Earthquake to Lucario, so that way Lucario can use that for his own devices. Let me think about this. Is there anything else I need to get while I'm here? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is one more thing I need to get while I'm here. We do need to go and get... There was something else I need to get from the shop, but I can't get it here. A wide lens, so we need to go to Levincia to get that. And I guess we can go do that before I save and quit the game so that it doesn't have a hissy fit. But if we go into the battle items, now that we have 4 gym badges, if I remember correctly, yeah, there's some new items that are available here. And one of them, there it is the air balloon. And I'm going to grab one of these, actually. One nice thing about all of these single-use items, like the white herb and the air balloon, is that in Gen 9, these do not go away after one use, basically. And what I mean by that is if they're used up in the battle, you can't use them again within that same battle. But let's say my air balloon pops. In previous generations, if my air balloon popped in a battle, it would be gone. I would just not have an air balloon anymore, and sometimes there was only one of them in the entire game, so you'd have to pick your targets carefully for where you use it. In Scarlet and Violet, once the air balloon is used in battle, it can't be used in that battle again, but once the battle is over with, you get the air balloon back. So that's a nice quality of life feature and makes it so you don't have to keep buying air balloons over and over again. So it's nice that they're available now, but you don't even have to keep buying them unless you need multiple copies of them. So there you go. I'm going to probably take this from you now, Venonat. I don't think you need it anymore. You've got enough special attack. So, all right. To Levincia to get a wide lens for Shaylee. Up here, and then we're gonna go, so this is where the 3rd Team Star battle is, so we're gonna head over to the East Province Area 3 Pokemon Center once we've got this wide lens. So there you go. And hey Chuck, how you doing? Welcome back. Made the goofiest team. You had 4 Orthworm and 2 Lucario in doubles. Each Orthworm uses Earthquake, healing each other. That is funny, actually, yeah. Now, a Pokemon you need to put in your spare OR cart, the stuff from your GBA carts. Oh, for Omega Ruby? Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea just to move them over, so. Earthquake on Lucario, yep, so that will help out for the next Team Star base, so. Ran in a solo E4 sweep in Pokemon Unbound. I could see it, honestly. And Lucario uses Bone Rush into the Orthworm. Yep, because Orthworm, I don't think we talked about it, but Orthworm has the Earth Eater ability, so Ground-type moves heal it, kind of similar to, like, Volt Absorb and stuff, so. Excuse me, there you go. Oh, you know, while I'm here, I could go to the Acquiesced Supermarket as well and see if they have a, whatchamacallit available. Oh, here's the safety goggles. I don't think these show up here until you have 4 gym badges, but we don't need safety goggles in this one. We'll just need another wide lens so that I don't miss my rock slides. I might eventually swap that out for something else way later in the game, but it's still going to be way later, so I don't really want to say one way or the other just yet. But yeah, let me go to Acquiesced Supermarket and see if, whoops, too close to that post. See if I can grab the other item that I'm looking for here. I don't know, but it might be. But there's a food item for a sandwich that I want to make that we can only make after we get 4 gym badges. So it might be here, it might not. Let's find out. I see pretty much everything else I need. Oh, here it is. Okay, marmalade. I don't know why, and I'm going to buy 2 marmalade just so that I have them. Let's see. Salt is up there. I saw avocado. I don't know if I saw cherry tomatoes up there. Oh, whatever. If it's not, I'll just go get some from somewhere else. It's fine. Okay, I did see cherry tomatoes. I'm going to buy another one of these just in case. Because I'm going to show the sandwich I'm going to make once we're done with the Team Star base as well. And I'll tell you why we need that sandwich once we get there in just a second, too. So, and I think it's also salt. We don't have the recipe for the sandwich I'm going to make just yet, but I'm not sure if you can even get it just yet, so... But the vast majority of the food items you can actually get from Acquiesce Supermarket, it's literally just the picks, for the most part, at least as far as I remember, that you can't get from there. So, is that everything I was going to get? Yeah, I was going to save it, and I was going to shut it off as well. Oh, with loaded dice, so it's a full heal? Yeah, because loaded dice will make it... whatchamacallit, attack 4 times instead of just 2, so that's pretty good. That will work. Be honest, you have too many Pokemon. You filled all your Gen 6 and 7 ability. A new update is available, really, after a save and quit? I'll just start the software. I'll download it later. Come on now. Filled all your Gen 6 and 7 abilities. Evacing Pokemon Bank. There are still, you think, 4 Pokemon in Bank. You have a lot of Pokemon. I could see that being a bit of a problem then, yeah. Rock Slide is 99% accurate, so it's 50% accurate. Yeah, there you go. So that's why I want to make sure we don't have Final Fantasy Tactics luck going on here. Oh, you said abilities, you meant cartridge. Gotcha. Do you like Dugtrio? Because I think he's the GOAT. Yes, I can understand that. Dugtrio was useful in our second Team Star battle, so we're going to let Mudsdale handle this one because Mudbray was pretty good in the Iono gym battle. So now we'll let Mudbray do a little bit as a Mudsdale. As I say, game you can load whenever you're ready. All right, let's see. Let's keep this team in here for now, just because. Oh yeah, and let me do this too. Put that away. We'll swap around the Eviolite onto you now because you'll need it for a little bit anyway, not for too much longer. Because actually, Houseplant is almost ready to evolve again. She only just evolved last time, but you know. And then you can have, where is it? The Wide Lens, so we don't miss Rock Slides. And then the Wise Glasses are available for something else. And probably I'll give Houseplant the Big Root once she evolves. I don't know yet if I'm going to do anything else for her, but we'll see. But yeah, we'll keep this team in for now, just so that way we can fight off the trainer at the front of the base, the Team Star base. And then once we're done with that, we'll bring in our specialists, and I'll just have to remember to give Lucario the Air Balloon. And then that'll be it. You know, Mr. Hassel's probably wondering where the heck I went. I told him I'd be over to the school right after I was done with the gym battle, and it's been quite a while. That's fine. We'll go and take the classes a little later. Oh, you know, while I'm up here, let me go this way a little bit, because if I remember correctly, I don't remember exactly where it is, but there's another site, one of the 10 sites of Paldea around here somewhere. I think it's up on one of these cliffs. Is it down there? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. I can see the sign from here. So here's another one of the 10 sites, the Million Volt Skyline. I don't think anybody tells you about this one, but this is another fly point that you can use now. So there you go. And you know what, while I'm here, we're almost to the main path anyway. I might as well just go all the way to where I'm going in this area. Just gotta avoid all the Carcol racing with their children. I don't know if it's really weird, but most of the Carcol that I find in this area, as a matter of fact, I think all of the Carcol I've ever found in this area, at least the ones that spawn in with Roly-Coly and stuff, they're all female. I wonder if that's done for a reason. Your Sun, Moon, Ultra Moon, and Original Omega Ruby and Y are all full. You cannot catch anything else. It's hilarious. That's crazy. Wow. I don't think I've ever caught anything even remotely close to all of that. Same with Scarlet almost. Wish you could do that, just not school. Yeah, and fair enough, honestly. Just, you know, cut the school part out and then that's it. I'll be good for everything else. So. Is that an item? No, it's not. Okay. All right, so there's a few things I want to pick up around here. There's one thing in the northeast corner of the area that I'd like to pick up. Wow, that room is really going. But at the same time, we'll be over here to fight the trainers in a little while anyway, so I'm not really super concerned about it for now. We'll just come back. For now, let's just worry about getting to this Pokemon Center and getting this Team Star battle done before the day's out, you know. I also got a ton of things that I can sell in my bag right now. I don't really need the money for any reason, but we can always sell it next time when we go to the... whatchamacallit. When you go to classes and stuff. Alright, there's a Doug Trio right there for you, Chuck. They're wild in this area. Alright, let's register this Pokemon Center. And then we'll go straight into the thicket. Tag Tree Thicket, because that's where the next fight is. There we go. 4 more levels on Venonat, and then we will be able to... Actually, it probably will work out pretty nicely, because by the time Venonat gets to level 31 and evolves, I think it's 31 anyway, the rest of the team will probably be about level 35, and that's right around the level that I want to go catch my final team member at, so we can always make a little pit stop to go catch them once we have that happen. Alright. Into the thicket we go. This place is like Blighttown in the original PS3 and Xbox 360 version of Dark Souls, only it's from 2023, and by that I mean it runs at less than 10 frames per second on the regular. That's why I don't like being here very often. Hey, Clive, what's up? Now it's pretty easy to remember with, you know, the Quaxwell hairdo you've got going on there. Your bank was almost full. Remember, bank held 3,000 Pokemon. That's a lot of Pokemon. Yeah. Holy man. Yep, remember that part. Okay, so... yeah, we've done a little bit so far, but I don't know necessarily that we've learned enough about the mystery to really make a judgment call yet, but we'll get there. Fair enough. Okay, well then... oops, sorry, I bumped the pop filter. I'll count on you for backup. I had to scratch my beard. I can't... you know, I don't think I've told people about this yet. I'm actually... so, the reason why I've been doing 4 streams a week for a couple of weeks here is because of the fact that I'm actually going on vacation. I'm going on a hiking trip next week, so I will be taking the entire week off from streaming. So the way I see it is if I do 4 streams a week for the past few weeks, we'll be exactly where we would have been if I had been doing 3 streams a week for the past few weeks, to the point where, like, we would have been at stream number 11 of this game if I hadn't gone on vacation by the time I get back. So I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, I'm doing up to number 11 and then taking a week off, and if we had done 3 streams a week from when I finished school, we would have been at stream number 11 by the end of next week anyway. So that's why I'm doing it this way. But yeah, I'm going on a hiking trip next week, so I'll be out for the whole week. And because of that, well, we won't be here doing all of this stuff. I don't remember what the original reason why I was saying this was, but there you go. That's something that you all need to know, because next week there will be no streams. So if you don't know that, you'll be like, well, what the hell? Where did the streams go? But I'll mention that in the schedule for next week. So there you go. Did you mention that your bank held Pokemon that you've caught, traded for, and raised for a decade, including Pokemon you've never told other people you have? Yeah, I can imagine. With a collection that big, it's got to have, like, Pokemon from a long time ago, you know? So. Don Atticus. I mean, I guess he looks like he's about 4 years old, so maybe he's saying Don just because. Let's go say hello. Hi there. I mean, it doesn't have to ruin your day. I'm just saying hi. Maybe he's just sick of this. Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna raid your base now. Oh, well, why did you do that? I mean, probably because you guys don't have any homework to do, huh? I don't think that's gonna matter, kid. I'm pretty sure they'll still all be sleep deprived from having played video games all last night. It feels like... it's kind of a weird thing, though. Like, him saying that, it feels like a backhanded, like, thing to say. Is that just me? Am I just reading into that too much? Where he's just like, the grunts of the evil team, quote-unquote, are the only ones who are truant enough to stay up all night playing video games? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I think this kid has read into this stuff a little too much. Were you guys in the theater together? Because it kind of sounds like it, kid. Alright, let's go. Please stop embarrassing yourself. I know we're out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, but, like, please stop embarrassing yourself. Alright, so now you get the Team Star battle theme for someone who's not even in Team Star, so that's great. And he still has unevolved Pokemon, and they're level 30. This Gulpin evolves at 26. I still don't know what you're all doing. Oh, you have that? Because you did Grass Only Run and it only took 8 tries. I can imagine that one would be pretty tough, yeah, because Grass Only Run would struggle a little bit with poison types, that's for sure. So glad one of your friends got Scarlet. Sounds fun staying up all night playing video games. I can't do it anymore, I'll be honest. I'm too old for that now. My brain just doesn't work at all. Like, I start to be less productive in the video game the longer that I play, I find. So, like, the longer that I stay up, the less things I actually get done, and then I start making mistakes, and it just doesn't work out very well. So, if I'm gonna play, I'd rather play when I'm awake, you know? So. Let's see, hang on. Good Samaritan and help someone out. They traded you a Pokemon that they held onto since the GBA games and told you not to trade it, please. For context, it was a shiny that you have to catch in the GBA title. Yeah, there you go. Then that's it's good that you didn't get rid of it for them. Embarrassed yourself in like 6th grade and you still remember. Wait, Gulpin D's. Got him. Yeah, usually for me it's like 12:30. That's about where I usually make it. I've been staying up a little later because of the streams. I've been staying up closer to 1 from the streams, but you know, usually I don't make it too much longer than that. Oh my god, the frame rate's going and I'm not even in the thicket. I'm in a battle in the thicket. In case that you haven't noticed, I'm trying very hard to extend out the battle so that you can hear the full theme here. So, you're welcome. Alright, send them a couple of Psybeams there, and let's go home. Oh, jeez, okay, well, we're not sending them a couple of Psybeams, we're sending them 1, and then we're getting the heck out of here. Yeah, you know what, why not? Remember grinding BP with your friend? Let's see, BP is battle points. Where did you grind BP? Was that in a different... I'm thinking about... Well, maybe I'm just thinking about BP from, like... Because I remember doing... There's a BP that you can get in, like, the Battle Frontier, but that's, like, way back in Emerald, so maybe I'm thinking of a different BP. I don't know. Cannot do all-night gaming sessions. Why is this theme such a banger? And it's only used a handful of times, because this game... is like, if you look in the dictionary next to the definition of wasted potential, you'll see this video game. You won't see a definition for wasted potential in the dictionary. That's a phrase, not a word, but you know what I mean. What's all the ruckus? I mean, nothing bad happened. I just tried to extend out the theme as much as I could. Yeah, this was never going to end well for you kids. Sorry. Uh-huh. And his reasons must be pretty serious if he's willing to say things like compadre as a 4-year-old. Although I guess a 4-year-old would probably know what the word compadre meant. Yeah, okay. Oh, and the Blueberry Academy, because they're not battle points, they're Blueberry points. Okay, I see. Yeah, sorry. I haven't, like I said before, I haven't gotten the DLC in this game, so sometimes it just doesn't click up here with me. So, oh, guy's a bit of a seamstress, huh? Or seamster, I guess, because seamstress implies biological female. So, I think. Usually that's how it goes, like waiter, waitress, you know. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, gotta take out the Poison Crew. So, here's the grand master plan for the Poison Crew. First and foremost, get this Gimmighoul out of here. I'll take those coins, thank you, just so he stops making noise. It's like Nernroot, it's like noise pollution, man. Get that out of here. Anyway, the plan for this base is basically Lucario. Mudsdale and Grumpig are going to be there for support as well, but it's literally just the Lucario show again. I know Lucario was useful in the, whatchamacallit. Nope, Interceptor goes here. There we go. I know Lucario was useful in the first one as well, but this is kind of Lucario's last hurrah. As far as items go, it's pretty simple, just like the last one where all we had to do was give a Rostberry. Here, Just give Lucario the air balloon, and that's it. What else do I have here? Oh, the Dusk Stone. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, just give Lucario the air balloon. It'll be fine. It's all he'll need. For reasons that I'll explain in just a little bit. We don't even need to give Muddale or Grumpig anything. They just need to be at level so that way they can help out with the Pokemon that are around the base. And there we go. Alright, you three, let's do this. Oh, it was a freaking Dipplin that soloed Team Star's base. I know what a Dipplin is. That's the candied apple thing that Applin evolves from, right? Well, that's cool. Wow. And the Rhydon we needed to catch for the blue quest, and it was shiny. Oh, wow. There you go. Oh, you can get... Yeah, there it is. You can get BP in this game in the DLC. I always just call it Bean Points, because beans! Bean Points just sounds like something from Mario and Luigi. Yeah, remember, Skuntank can only hit you with Sucker Punch, yes. Yes, and I will talk about that in just a moment. That is the crux of the strategy, though, exactly. But first, we gotta get through the... Oh, good, it's raining again. We gotta get through the randos that are here in the base, so... Now, you know what the weird thing is, though, about Tag Tree Thicket is that there is some interesting stuff going on here with Team Star outside of this base. But we won't be able to look at it until a little later when we come back here, and... It might be a little bit before that happens. That's a Clodsire. I don't think I want to send Lucario after a Clodsire. Yeah, you can handle Swalot a little easier. There you go. Alright, go after those ones, Mudsdale. Oh, good. The frame rate from... Okay, so now what we have here, as you can see, is a combination of Tag Tree Thicket plus Rain plus Team Starbase equals 4 frames per second. Another Clodsire, don't want to send Lucario after them. This'll work. God, this is insufferable. Like, oh my lord, man. It's not a wonder some people take 2-3 minutes to do this. It's because I'm literally losing frames right now. Alright, we should be good to go after this. There we go. We're almost through to the other side, though. Maybe in the actual battle, the game will not chug-a-lug like this. Alright, who else you got? Shroodles and Graphii. I'm pretty sure Grumpig can handle that. Unfortunately, they've only got 3, so we're going to have to fight one more thing. A Clodsire. Of course it's a Clodsire right at the end. And now... Oh, okay, there we go. You got him. Grumpig, are you okay over there? Did you not finish off all 3 of them? Okay, there we go. 30 Pokemon in 10 minutes. They really think you need more than 5? I don't think so. Probably not. Eviolite, Recover, Swords Dance. Yes, there you go. That's how the Dipplin worked. Breath of the Wild, Tier Weather. Oh my god. 10 minutes. Let's give or take 1.5. Yeah. Oh no, probably 3. Love Graphii because he's so much fun. Yeah, I like the Pokemon. I think it's weird that they have Graphii having the same squawking noise in its cry. I said this last time we evolved our Shroodle. It has the same squawking noise in its cry as Squawkabilly, and it's like, guys, they did that in Gen 1 because there were technical limitations that prevented them from having too much audio in the game. That's why things like Charizard and Rhyhorn had the same cry. You don't have to do that in this one. Maybe they just really like that yammer yammer sound effect, I don't know. Got that prankster copycat, exactly. Oh good, the rain stopped. Maybe now the frame rate will improve. I'd like to see you try poisoning this Pokemon I've got in front. Alright, so here's the deal with Atticus. He's a poison ninja, because that hasn't been done before in this series. If he ever loads in. There we go. However, despite the fact that he's a poison ninja that uses poison-type Pokemon, his team does not include a Salazzle, despite the fact that A, his level cap is 33, the level Salandit evolves into Salazzle, and B, the fact that Salazzle has the corrosive ability which would let him poison a steel type. He just has 4 poison types that barely can even touch any regular old steel types. Now, the Skuntank can hit you with Sucker Punch. It has Toxic, Venoshock, and Sucker Punch as its moves. But it only has 5 Sucker Punches. So if you bulk up 5 times, and all it can hit you with is Sucker Punch because you're a steel type, well, this happens. Yeah, I saw Lucario get hit by the Clodsire there, but at the same time, Grumpig should have been done with the Graphite and everything else, but like long before Lucario was working on that. Maybe the frame rate messed with Grumpig's ability to KO things, I don't know. Yeah, yay, now it's 12 frames per second. The first ever Poison Ninja, that doesn't matter. Chucker Punch that guy. That's a guy? Yes, it's a guy under all that clothing. Yep. They did that on purpose, though. He's kind of like the androgynous one out of the whole group, so... But yeah, it's a guy underneath all that clothing. So, what are we at? You know, actually, I guess I could just check, because not in the move info, check status. There we go. I've done 3 bulk ups. I can't see it because my Switch is actually in the way of the bottom right corner of the screen right now, so I can't see how many moves I have left in the very bottom right corner. But you can always double check it, so... And remember, he hasn't used any power point-ups, so he doesn't have 8 Sucker Punches. He only has 5, so just bulk up 5 times, or basically just stall out the Sucker Punches, doing whatever you want for the first 5 turns. And then you can attack. Now, what's the reason for the air balloon, you might be wondering? Well, you'll see that in just a moment once we're done annihilating this Skuntank. So now all it can use is Toxic and Venoshock on you, which obviously isn't going to do anything. And that's about 16 Skuntanks dead. So now he's got a Revavroom. I don't remember what this Revavroom has, though, honestly. It might have a move that can break my air balloon, but it does have Bulldoze, which would make you, well, a little bit slower than his next Pokemon. But because of the fact that I'm floating on an air balloon, it can't Bulldoze me the first turn. It has to break it. So because it broke it, ideally I don't flinch. But because it broke it, it can't use Bulldoze on me and do super effective damage. It wouldn't do much damage. I'm more concerned about the speed drop than anything else. Because if I get a speed drop from this, I'm slower than his next Pokemon, and his next Pokemon has Mud Slap, which will make me less accurate. So it's a Muck. It has Mud Slap, which will make me less accurate against his car, which is not what I want. So that's why we use the air balloon. Not really a huge point to it, but there you go. But now we're faster than this Muck. We can Earthquake it into next century, and now just about one-shot the car. Probably will one-shot the car, actually, because we've bulked up 5 times, but, you know. The first male Poison Ninja with a Muck, with Toxic. You're going to introduce Nuclear Winter with all these +5 Earthquakes. Yeah, there's going to be some seismic activity in this region after this. It's probably not good for the tectonic plates around here. Certain moves can poison. What are you... You use Toxic Chain. Yeah, I mean, if he had Malignant Chain, it would probably be okay here. But again, he needs something that can use the, well, something with the corrosive ability, because it would do a lot better for him in this situation. As it is now, his car is about to be sent to the cleaners. Okay, we didn't quite KO, one-hit KO. It has Toxic Debris, but why would I ever switch out? I just took 8 damage from a Flame Charge. So, nice. Now we're down to 69 HP. I'll take it. Goodbye. And if I had to move after this, it would probably be a problem because of all the toxic spikes all over the place. But thankfully, I don't need to move anywhere. And Lucario can't get hit by them anyway. Nice work, Lucario. Stellar performance as always. Yeah, like it used Iron Head. Last time you checked, that flinches. It does flinch. I got lucky in the form that I did not flinch there, which is a good thing. Because it would have made that a little tougher, because then it could have bulldozed me, and I would have been slower than the Muck, and then I would have gotten Mud Slapped, and then I would have missed a bunch of Earthquakes on the car, and it would have just gotten out of hand, so there you go. Yeah, Terminal Montage Battle Royal intensifies, there you go. Used to be such a fan of Corrosive. It was such a unique idea for an ability. Yeah, it was interesting, because even Steel types then weren't safe from having been toxicked or poisoned in any way, but they haven't really done much with it since. This would have been the perfect battle for it, though, because like I said, Salandit evolves into Salazzle at 33. He could have had a Salazzle on his team, as the opener, but he didn't. And actually, Toxic Debris is an interesting ability too, but it's another one of those situations where it's like, why do you have this on your last Pokemon? This is not the last time that will happen in this video game either, so just keep that in mind. So, you remember using Reflect type against the Skuntank as Toedscruel? So technically you didn't do only Grass type. Well, but that's like a circumstance, you know what I mean? So, like, that's a circumstance of the battle. Like, it temporarily changed over typing. It's not like fully changed over. It's still Grass type underneath the reflection. So you're the reason why Mela has to walk around with locked knees, huh? Well, fair enough. If she's infernal, why didn't you make her outfit look like fire? Yeah, I don't really see much of a point, but kids are rough when it comes to that stuff, so... Okay, listen, man, we know you read a dictionary for fun. You can slow down. So, chronologically, I feel like if you do the Team Star battles in order like this, it sort of takes the chronology out of order. Like, this isn't happening one event after the other, like a year and a half ago, but like, it almost feels like this event should be the first one, but I'm not sure. Excuse me, I'd have to look back at them again and just check, but doing them out of order would have meant, like, doing this one first, which would not have worked out very well. So I would have had to raise something other than Lucario to fight the Dark Team Star base, which I guess Flamigo could have done, but, you know. And that takes care of getting the Poison Badge. The next Team Star fight will not happen until we have every single gym badge in the game. Because the levels in this game are really, really wonky sometimes. He gives you Gunk Shot as a TM, though, so that's not terrible. Little inaccurate, but a pretty powerful move, so... Rolling your eyes because you know what you're referencing. Oh, that's nasty. Once ran into a Dondozo with Soak and Terra Electric Terra Blast on Showdown. If you just push Mela down, then she's cooked. Yeah, like, how's she going to get back up? I mean, Aries going to help her get back up, let's be real, but, you know. It'd be kind of hard for her to get up, so... Be honest, you'd hate Nights in the Nightmare. There's a flashback scene after every stage. I don't know necessarily that well, and they're all out of order. That might be a little bit iffy for me because I want to try to put it in order for myself. But I don't know if flashbacks necessarily bug me so much as, like, sometimes it's hard to get the full story because you do these scenes so many hours in between them. You know what I mean? So, love your team on Showdown with 6 Smeargle. Yeah, 6 Smeargle is always a lot of fun to mess around with. Jimmy iseth thy nameth, indeedeth it beeth. Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, it's hard for it to stir any bitterness in you when you're the one that picked the move Sucker Punch when you knew I was going to bulk up multiple times. Like, you'd think after the 3rd time you would have stopped Gambler's fallacying me. For some reason, like, this is kind of a rehash of what they did in Mela's, but for some reason, when it's a Char Cadet telling her come back to the school, I don't know, this one doesn't feel like it is as emotionally impactful. Maybe it's because it's a person rather than a Pokemon, but I don't know. I thought they didn't carry out an operation. Didn't Mela say that they didn't get to use their cars for whatever operation? So then, why are you guys still out here? No, I feel like if the big boss isn't there to give you orders, shouldn't the team disband and therefore you should all go back to school anyway? No, apparently, probably it's part of their code. They were told, defend the bases until I return, and then the boss didn't return. Well, that seems even more suspect. Some kind of hikikomori, huh? Maybe not to that extreme, but a shut-in for sure. I mean, you could just, like, go back to school so that you could tell them all the cool stuff you did in school while you wait for them to come back from wherever they are. Well, it's kind of hard from the administrative standpoint to hear from that stuff. Sometimes just within, from department to department, it's hard to get a message. Trust me, I go to college. I know that for sure at this point. So, it's hard to see it from the top there. Yeah, something tells me you need to look for the treasures elsewhere, because this is not the only one, and also this treasure is literally running your academic career into the ground, so maybe don't do that. For Knights, there is a timeline in a collection book that wasn't released outside of Japan. Oh, good lord. Lock on Sheer Cold, Fissure, and E-Speed. No Retreat, Clangorous Soul, Stored Power, Collision Course. Smeargle's signature move. Okay, I know what No Retreat does. That's the Phalanx move. Clangorous Soul is the one that Komodo gets. I know what Stored Power is. I've never heard of Collision Course before. So, that's an interesting one. That's new to me. Hey, Cassiopeia. Yep, got the 3rd star badge. Something like that. My frame rate's about to be numbered as well once I get out of this cutscene. I can tell. You keep getting wistful every time I beat one of these bases. Okay, I figured Yeah, I was going to say, I figured that was probably what we were eventually aiming for, is now that we know the big boss will come back once they're done. So, do we know what this person's like by any chance? Do we have any info? Well, fair enough. I was kind of hoping that you would have done some of your fancy hacking to figure out who this person was, so. Probably not. They're probably the kind of person that hacks into people's phones and calls them at random to recruit them for random missions. Okay, thanks. 7,000 LP this time, so we're at above 50,000. I don't know where most of that came from, to be honest, but I have been checking a few things around the map, so. And actually, Cassiopeia is right about this, because some of the moves that are available now, thanks to beating this specific base, are not available on the map whatsoever. You have to make them with materials. So, there's actually 2 of them that I'm going to make with materials that are specifically very useful for Toxtricity. So, I mean, just as serious as most of the rest of them. Oh, hey, Miraidon. Back for your usual show with Penny? It doesn't matter if you weren't talking to me, I'm talking to you! Alright, Chuck, good night. Have a good one. We'll see you later. And then she punched Miraidon's lights out again. The end. Marie's also headed out. Alright, have a good night, everybody. I will be done with this in just a few minutes anyway, so you're not going to be missing much. I'm basically just going to show off a sandwich I'm going to make off screen so I can get some materials that we need specifically for the TMs that just opened up, and that's about it. So, Collision Course, the Koraidon thing? Don't have Scarlet. It is. Fighting type, 100 base power, physical. If it's super effective, it deals 250% more damage, not 200. Wow. Yeah, that would be pretty strong. Okay. Haven't seen a frame rate this chunky since your last Let's Game It Out episode. I don't know what that is, but I'm right there with you. I haven't seen frame rates this chunky since we didn't see me play Blighttown on the original PS3 in Dark Souls, but Blighttown's frame rate was pretty bad, so. Did they cause misery? I get the impression that they didn't cause misery. They were trying to do something good. At least that's what the rest of the Team Star members seem to be saying. What do you mean exactly? You talking out loud about this stuff? Now you're changing the subject. Well, we're going to have to extract that from Penny. Eventually. Well, gonna try not to. For what it's worth. Okay, so let's just let all that ramp up. And then I just have to double check and see what materials we just got. Because we might have gotten a few of the materials that I need already anyway. Okay, wait for it. And there, and then that. Okay. So now, you don't need this air balloon anymore. And we can get the regular team back out, so let's do that. And then we'll double check the rest. Whoops. Yeah, you can actually just stick them down below. Like if you just go to an empty slot down here, it doesn't matter which empty slot, you can just stick them down below and it'll just shoot them up onto the list of the next available Pokemon. So, let's see. Materials, that's what I'm looking for. Into the bag. This is probably just the Gunk Shot TM that he gave me. Yep, it is. Let's see. So those are some of the ones that we got recently from the desert, but also the Grimer Toxin and the Varoom Fume are probably just new ones that we just got from Penny. But not the ones that I'm looking for. So because they're not the ones that I'm looking for, we're going to have to actually go and use the sandwich materials that we have there. Let me just go back to South Province Area 2 so I can get out of this god-awful frame rate that's going on here. I need to go to South Province Area 4, actually, but I'm not willing at the moment to... Because we're just about done, I don't want to exit off the software and then it'd be like, well, we still have that software update for you. It's like, no, just give me a minute, please. Please. Alright, so let's heal up. Once we're done with the healing up part, I'll show you the sandwich I want to make. Oh, and you know what? I actually have to switch off the team a little bit because the thing about sandwiches in this game is that if you eat, I think it's 2 or more sandwiches, if your Pokemon eat 2 or more sandwiches, they start to have friendship mechanics from Let's Go start to, like, play into their battle strategies. So, like, what I mean by that is, like, when we were in Let's Go, and our Pokemon would dodge attacks that have 100% accuracy, or shake off status effects. We need this Protect TM, by the way, so that's why I'm coming over to grab it. They'll shake off status effects, you know, without you having to use an item on them, that sort of a thing. Those mechanics will only apply if their friendliness goes above 2 hearts. If they don't eat 2 or more sandwiches, it can never go above 2 hearts. So in order to avoid having those mechanics happen, what you want to do is just, you can have your Pokemon be as friendly as you want, just avoid giving them 2 or more sandwiches, and you'll be good to go. So because of that, the main sandwich connoisseur from now on is going to be the Princess. She's going to sample the cuisine that we make, rather than anybody else, and then we'll go from there. I guess Venonat could have one as well, and I guess this Mareep also wants something. So, alright. So what are we doing? So, and actually, you know, I should probably show this too, so I can show you what we're doing here. I'm going to make a sandwich in just a second, but the reason why we want to make a sandwich is because if we go over to the TM machine... Okay, well, I guess we can filter by learnable moves, but the main thing that I want to take a look at is I want to look at TMs that we can make. Because we haven't used the TM machine yet, and we can filter for learnable moves, but the main thing I want to show you is that if I go over here, you can see, okay, there's Thunder Fang, Charge Beam, this move right here, Thunder Punch. So this is not available anywhere on the world map, as far as I'm aware. It's not, you can't pick it up anywhere. It's only available after you beat the Poison Crew, the Team Star base with the Poison Crew. And you have to make it. Now we have the 3 Toxel Sparks that we need in order to make it. This is basically going to be, instead of Spark, this is going to be Toxtricity's main electric type move. But we need those question markable materials because it's from Pokemon we haven't met out in the wild yet. I'm going to need a total of 6 of those question mark materials because I also want to make the Fire Punch TM for Toxtricity. So what that means is we're going to need to fight off a few Pokemon of the same type that have those materials. So in order to do that, we're going to make a picnic. So let's make a picnic. And we're going to make, well, it's a custom recipe, but at the same time, not really, as you'll see in just a moment. So let's make a sandwich. I know it's late at night, guys, but it's time for some grub. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into creative mode. Instead of making the ham sandwich from the ingredients we have, these are the recipes we have. And if you go to any of the sandwich shops that actually have interiors in this game, because surprise, believe it or not, some of the shops actually do have interiors. They will give you more recipes the more gym badges you have. But I'm just going to go straight over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to, let's see, use avocado, cherry tomatoes. So now these are just the toppings that go on the sandwich, like the actual physical, like food items that go on the sandwich, not the condiments. So then once you're ready for condiments, press the plus button to go to the next thing, the next menu, and then we're going to use marmalade and salt. Frankly, this recipe sounds revolting to me, avocados, cherry tomatoes, marmalade, and salt on bread, but from what I understand, it makes a recipe for an encounter power that will actually help us in a second, if I'm remembering this correctly. I guess we'll find out once I'm done placing down this avocado on this toast. do it like that. Stick this one here. We'll stick the cherry tomatoes in between so the sandwich actually looks somewhat presentable. Let's hope they're not like, let's hope they're cut properly so they don't just roll off the sandwich. Okay, good. So I was going to say, good lord, man, I would be irate if they rolled off the sandwich. Okay, it didn't roll off the sandwich, so that's a good thing. And then do that. Yep, we lost one. Okay, I don't know if it's going to have the same effect now because we lost one of the tomatoes. But the idea behind this sandwich, and the reason why I saved here, is because this sandwich should give us encounter power fighting, which will help us find a Pokemon that's off in South Province Area 4. We'll see after we eat this JPEG of a sandwich. Kind of miss that little sandwich truck in Unova right now. Actually, this would have been fun. You know, I don't remember the sandwich truck in Unova. It's been such a long time, honestly. Okay, we still got encounter power fighting, so that's... I'm going to take it. That's all we've got. But that was the main thing that we needed here, because if we get encounter power fighting, we can then go over to South Province Area 4 and find a Pokemon that we can actually take advantage of that with. So now let's get Master McEwen out. We can stick him in the front because he'll be good against fighting types. And now, if we head over across the land bridge to South Province Area 4 up on the cliffs there is a certain Pokemon that we should find a little more commonly, because there's 2 fighting types, from my understanding, in South Province Area 4. There's Riolu, which we've already seen, and there's one other one. I think they're mainly found on the cliffs up here, so I guess I might have to go up on the cliffs a little bit, but we'll see. Not sure how common they are at night either, but I don't know necessarily if this game has a day-night cycle, so there it is, one right there. So we haven't found this Pokemon yet, and I'm not planning on catching it, I'm just planning on beating it up. So, it's a Meditite. And for defeating Meditite, we'll get some Meditite sweat. We've bottled up its sweat and taken it with us. That's just great. So we need 6 Meditite sweat in order to get what we need to get here, basically. So we can use the function that we used previously for the Team Star fights to just beat up all these Meditite. Where you send them out with the Let's Go button, which is the R button, and then Flamigo will just go beat up a whole bunch of Meditite until we have enough sweat to take care of the job. I think that's what, either 4 or 5 that we just did there. Let me just double check. New ones. We got 5, so we just need 1 more. And then we are done. And we don't have to do any more. You know, maybe I'll try to catch this one. What can I even use, though, against it to try to catch it? I don't know. Guess we'll find out in a second. I'll figure it out as we go. But since I'm here, I might as well try to catch it. Now, the thing about catching them, or fighting them with the Let's Go feature, is that, from my understanding, that is less effective at getting you materials than just actually physically fighting the Pokemon like this. I think you get more materials from fighting them like this. But, I guess we'll know that in just a second. Well, once we catch this one. But yeah, once we have the 6 bottles of Meditite sweat, crystallized Meditite sweat, we'll be good to go. Okay, yeah, so we got 2 there. So as you can see, actually fighting the Pokemon is probably more effective at getting the materials. But that also means you have to actually fight them, which you might not want to. You might just want to, you know, auto-battle it, just beat it up, you know. But, well, we got what we needed. So that was all I wanted to do with that recipe, is just make that so that we could fight the 6 Meditite pretty easily. And, yeah, so now we can make Thunder Punch and we can make Fire Punch for Toxtricity. And that will do for that. So, now that we've done that, the 3rd Team Star base is all taken care of. The plan of action from here on, we got to go to school because we have classes that we need to take. But once we're done with that, we're going to head back to the East Province. We still have to beat all the trainers in East Province Area 2. We'll just take care of East Province Area 3 while we're at it. But North Province Areas 1 and 2 are not after that on the list because they are basically the last areas you go to in the game. It's going to take a little while for us to get up there because there's like a sheer cliff face that's basically stretched across this entire stretch of land here that we could climb up now, but it won't do us much good because the Pokemon up there are in the 50s in level, so that's not really going to work out for us. But yeah, so let's go back to the city so that way we can go to classes. On the next episode of Pokemon Violet, the Stream Edition, which will be happening tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And I'll just make the Thunder Punch and Fire Punch TMs now, I guess, since I'm about to end the episode. So, how come this random Paldean kid is collecting more samples than the Pokemon game about doing field research for a Pokedex? That is a fair question, and I don't think I have a solid answer for you. It's kind of weird though too, right? Like it seems antithetical to me for this random kid to just go wandering out into the wilderness, fainting Pokemon left and right to collect up droplets of their sweat or claw. Like, why do the Pokemon just have these things? Are we collecting them from the... I know it's not their dead body because Pokemon faint, they don't die. So, are the materials just from other Pokemon? Like, especially I think about like Cloth Claws. Cloth, when you beat a Cloth, it gives you a Cloth Claw. It's like, did you lose a claw and you're just hanging onto it? Or like, why do you just have a random claw from your own species in your inventory that you just give me when I beat you? Like, sometimes these things just don't make sense, and I don't know why they do it this way, but... I don't know. Whatever. Alright, let's make the TMs, and then we'll call it a day, just so that way I can take care of it. Okay, so, Fire Punch a go-go. We now have enough sweat to make it, and enough Charcadet soot. You also need, I think it's, what was it, 5,000 LP for this? Yeah, 5,000 LP to make this, so... It's a little pricey, but we do have quite a bit of LP at this point, so it should be fine. So, and then do Thunder Punch, and that'll do it. So I'll teach these Toxtricity, and then, like I said, we'll head off to class. We'll take our third classes, and, well, after the next gym, it's going to be the midterms, so we might as well revel in the fact that this one will still be easy for now. We'll do all that on the next episode. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you checking out the stream. I almost just did it again with the coming out to Twitch and YouTube stuff. And, yeah, I'll try to find another random place that's high up that a child definitely should not be up on for the next stream when we start up, so that way I can be someplace I'm not supposed to be. So, until tomorrow, everybody, take care, and have a good one.